Hi everybody, Russ in the West End. Oh, why am I so big? Russ in the West End Network. Hope you're all safe and well. If you're new, idea, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, and give it a bloody good subscribe. Why am I so big? I do not know. The team news is in. Let me just make this a bit bigger so everyone can see. The team news is we have Fabianski in goal. We have, when my computer wants to switch itself on, we have Kira, Dawson, Zuma, Cresswell. We have Rice, Souček, Bowen, Downs, Benrahma, and Scamacca. So that's the team. I'm going to put it on underneath here quickly. I'm going to type very quickly. I hope you're all safe and well. As I said, if you're new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share. Why is my computer being so slow? Give it a bloody good subscribe. It looks like we're playing a back four as well. Let me just put that in. Dawson, Zuma, Cresswell, Rice, Souček. Super quick typing as well. Hope you are all safe and well. Apologies, I was late, Mrs. I was all ready to come down to the garage, and I was like, "Where the hell are my keys?" I need to discover that Flo had hid them. There we go. Benrahma and Scamacca. So there's the team scrolling on the bottom for you. Strong side. Give us. What I'm going to do? I'm just going to take my. Because I'm really big, aren't I? Usually, not usually that big, am I? Let me just quickly see if I can settings. See what's going on with my camera. Why is it doing that? I don't know. That's a bit weird, isn't it? It's not usually that big, am I? I'm not usually that close, am I? Anyway, let's see what we got in the chat. We have got. Hope you're well, Irons. Drink over time says Moyes is too defensive. Paqueta are out. I guess he hasn't got much choice. Technical team. I totally agree. Right. I'm just going to take. Let me take this out. 2 seconds. You still hear me? I'm just going to take this out. I'm going to take it out, and I'm going to put it back in again, and see if that makes a difference. See if it makes a difference. Give me 2 seconds. Start camera. Come on. Settings. Come on, computer. Come on. Start camera. Why are you not working? Anyway, for some reason, my camera's not working. 2 seconds. Irons indeed. Yeah, decent sides. It's a decent team. Can't pull out. Yeah, but I think it's to be dropping in. I think, Tyler, to be honest. Let me just try and see if I can get this to work. 2 seconds. Let me just put up a little interlude while I jump out and jump back in again. 2 seconds, everybody. Yes, people. Just restart my computer. See if it makes any difference at all. I do apologise profusely profusely. Normal service will be resumed very shortly, I promise. Very, very Russ needs to pay electricity bill. It's not electricity, but it's just, I don't know what's going on. Don't know what's going on. What else we got? I think midfield. Yep, no, I think so. I think it's I think the back. Well, he's going to drop. Downs is down as a 10, so to speak. I think he'll be dropping in. That's for sure. Into a more central role. Last person will be staying. Just. Oh, we're back in. Right, back in. And that's better. And I'm not like superimposed a little bit. I'll sort myself out. Right, so there we go. There's the team on the bottom. I will just sort out the Man United team very, 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 very shortly. It is as so. Oh, what a kerfuffle! What a kerfuffle! I hate it when it's like that. I hate it when it's like that. Right, anyway, let's have a quick look at the Man United team. When my phone wants to switch itself on, it's all gone to pot today, guys. And I'm not a well man, as you know. Still suffering, but you know I'm here for you guys. That's how much of a team player I am for you. Right, when my computer wants to warm itself up now. Right, let's have a look. So, yes, as I said, there's our back on the... I know. He's gone for I don't think it's a 4-3-3. I think not at all. I think you've got Downs and I think you have Downs and Scamacca either side. Downs and Bowen and Benrahma either side, and Scamacca in the hole. I don't think. No, I think Downs is going to end up dropping in. Although he's down on the sheet as a 10, we know he's not a 10. On the bench, we've got Areola, Johnson. We've only got one goalkeeper on the bench. Repeat, one goalkeeper on the bench. So please don't. So we've got Areola, Johnson, Soufal, Fornals, Antonio Lanzini, Ogbonna, Connor Coventry, and Emerson on the bench. No, it's not. I think Spit. It's like that. I think right. I'm gonna bloody get my thing out. I'll bloody get my PowerPoint out, and I'll show you what I think it's gonna be. I'm gonna bloody do it. And let me know what you guys think. Right. So I think it's like. Where's my Flynn Downs? I think it's going to be like. I don't think it's going to be. That's the thing. I think it's going to be like that. All right. I'm doing it live, and then I'll share my screen. I think it's going to be like this. Present. Miss screen. Where's Miss screen? PowerPoint nerd. You know me. But he gets things done quickly, so I can just show you quickly. That's how I think it's going to be set out as. I think you've got Fabianski. I think you've got obviously the back four. Great that big boy Dulce's back in it. Christ, we've needed him. And then I think you've got this. I think this 3 will be a 3, and it's almost like a 5, or maybe maybe like during the game that will change. We know it's going to adapt a little bit. You know, maybe Benny will end up moving into there sometimes, and then he'll drift off, and then Bowen will drift out, and then the other day you had Flynn moving out onto the right hand side for a little bit. You know, there's options. It's not 4-3-3. It's not a 4-3-3. I don't see Downs playing as number 10. In all honesty, I don't think it's a 4-3-3 at all. I think it's more like that, which is a 4-3-2-1. Thank you very much. 4-3-2-1, I think it is. Or as Pete says, it could, in defence, quite possibly, you're right, quite possibly these guys can go into here and it'll be, poor Scamacca on his own just running about. But that's what I think. That's what I think. Benny's a number 10. It's a bold experiment. It's positioned down to the floating forward. It's a double negative. Double negative. Great shout. Great word. Would be great if we have a go and scared them a bit instead of playing for a draw. I think so, man. I think it would be nice. Based on that team, what are your predictions? What are your score predictions of that team? What's your score predictions based on that team? Let me know. Let me know what you think. Is still going with the 4-3-3, aren't we, Tobes? I forever fair play to you. You can believe what you want to believe. I don't think it's a 4-3-3. But what are you thinking? What's the scores going to be? What are we going to score? What are we going to be? I think. This would be Moyes' if he loses today's 70th away game against a top 6 side which he hasn't won. Could he make it the big 70? Could he make it the 70? I hope not. Howard's gone for a 3-0. Now I'm assuming that's. You mean to Man United or to West Ham? Because never too sure with the way you put that in there. Let me know what you think if it is to West Ham or not. Phil's gone for a 1-1. Can see a shock home win. Hope I'm wrong. 2-1 to West Ham. Scamacca with a brace. Can we hope so? Man U winning 2-0. 2-1 to us. 4-2-1, 2-1 probably. No idea. If we don't know, how the fuck is anyone else going to do? Sorry, Flo. But how else is anyone else going to know what we're playing if we don't even know what we're playing? 3-1 irons, Toby. Nice and positive. I like it a lot. We are away 3-0 to the Irons, says Howard. I'm just checking. It's a 4-5-1. I think it's probably likely to be a 4-5-1, to be honest. And then I think it's adaptable. I think it go to a 4-4-2 as well, because Downs the last couple of games has been drifting out onto the right hand side, so he could do the same. And then Bowen up top. 2-1, I'm afraid, and I imagine that's 2-1 to United. Let me just bring up the Man United team. Toby's still going for his 4-3-3. Man United are lined up as follows. Although it's sent me to the Man United store. De Gea in goal. Then they've got Maguire, Martinez, Ronaldo, Fernandes, Rashford, Ericsson, Casemiro, Darlow, Luke Shaw gets a run out, and Ngaga as well. So on the bench they've got Bishop, Dubrovnik, not Dubrovnik, that's the that's a town. Dubravka, Malaysia, Fred, McTominay, Pelistri, Van der Beek, Garnacho, and Sancho. So they've got the bench is not fantastic, but the starting lineup is. I don't know how I feel about starting lineup actually. It's you've got Ronaldo, Ronaldo have a point to prove. You've got Fernandes, you've got Rashford, Ericsson, Casemiro. You've got some good players in there. Casemiro's a fantastic player. Be interested to see him and Ericsson against, in essence, Rice and Souček. That's where the battle's going to be won or lost this game, for sure. Man United have just scored, have they? That's impressive, very impressive. As soon as they kick off another 45 minutes, very impressive, Pete. So, any more predictions? Let's see. I'm going to go with. What's the score going to be, Flo? Pick a score. 1-0, 2-0, 1-1, 2-1, 3-2. What? Brilliant. Thanks, Flo. Excellent. Thank you so much. 1-1, 3-1 West Ham, says Matt. If you're new around here, don't forget to give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, and give it one of those bloody good subscribes. It's very nice when you give it a subscribe. Obviously, we've got Bucharest on Thursday in a dead rubber game, and then we've got Sunday, and then we've got the Palace on Sunday. So yeah, it's still plenty of games for the World Cup. This is we've after tonight we'll have 2 more Premier League games, and we'll have 4 games in total, won't we? Because we've got one with Let me just do this quickly. We've got one with in the Carabao Cup. We've got Blackburn, haven't we, in the Carabao Cup? It's it's going to be not going to be an easy game at all. With them second in the league now, Blackburn, aren't they? I think. So fair play. It's going to be still tough running. Still tough running with a few games left. Cressy to get carded 100%. The gruesome threesome midfield will boss it 2-0. God, could you imagine? I think it'd be incredible. Incredible. Good to see this man given a run out again. We don't really know what position he's going to be playing. No, again, hasn't made the bench. He's not on the bench, which for me shows he's not quite ready, because I think Moyes would have thrown him in if he could. He's not on the bench. On the bench, we have... Where the bloody hell's my thing gone? On the bench, we have... Oh, bloody hell. Unbelievable, Jeff. Unbelievable. On the bench, we have got... BBC have put it 4-2-3-1. With Downs playing as a 10. On the bench, we've got the likes of Areola and various other players when I can find them. Obviously, no place for this man. This man's still not in the squad, still not fit. Moyes did say he wasn't going to be playing wasn't going to be featuring. Likewise, Paqueta as well on the bench. We've got Areola, Johnson, Soufal, Fornals, Antonio Lanzini, Ogbonna, Coventry, Emerson. So apart from maybe Antonio, maybe Emerson, was there any game change on the bench really? In all honesty. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting game, I think, because both sides coming into. If you watch Matt's his stat attack the other day, both sides are coming into form, which is typical. We always seem to play teams just as they're starting to play good again. So yeah, I'm slightly worried for a Ronaldo a Ronaldo sort of resurgence. Because sometimes he does do that, doesn't he, when he's been away for a little bit. We've got Jonty Coleman from Football London. He's got his very fantastic little concise video. We'll play that as well, because Jonty always the top man and always gives us his time. This was about an hour or so ago. He posted this. Just realised you can't hear that. What is going on today, Budden? Budden is on a crap one today, I tell you. I'll sort myself out. I'm not a well man, that's why. That's my excuse. Right, let's start again and play Jonty's little clip.
Good afternoon, everyone. Jonty Coleman here from Football London at Old Trafford ahead of Manchester United versus West Ham United. The opportunity for West Ham is to move up to 9th in the table. Obviously, for the second weekend running, they're the final game on. So at first, it doesn't look great with the league position, with teams climbing above them, especially with how tight this season has been in the Premier League. Of course, if we look back at that Bournemouth game before it, West Ham was 17th, but with a win, they moved up to 10th. Not quite a drastic change as much this time, but they've dropped to 13th. A draw today takes them to 11th, and a win. If they pull off a shot win here, they move up to 9th, and actually above Liverpool, which it is quite an achievement, although Liverpool haven't had a great start themselves this season. Anyway, a lot of interest going to be surrounding the team news today. We know there's going to be late calls on Jared Bowen and Craig Dawson. See a few things flying around on Twitter suggesting Bowen is fit and might play. But yeah, we'll know more about that at about 3:15 when we get the team news. If they do have him, it could make such a difference. Before that game in midweek with Silkeborg, he was the only player to have started every game for West Ham in all competitions this month, this being the 9th and final game of October, and what's been a really crazy month. But to be honest, West Ham have done pretty well. Like, if you look at their sort of league results, I think they've only lost to Liverpool from memory this month, and that was a pretty narrow game. So and a result where the Hammers definitely could have got a point late on with the Bowen penalty. And so Bowen's been back in form, getting a few goals. We haven't seen Lucas Scamacca score for a few games now. Might be a big ask for him to sort of get back on track today, but he's going to be sort of fancying this one, his first trip to Old Trafford, and that'll be the case for a few of the West Ham's new signings as well. So yeah, going to be an interesting one. If you forget something today, we're going to Stade Bucharest on Thursday night, and then a home run of 3 games before the World Cup. And any kind of positive result today is bound to continue this momentum that's been building this month. Live blog up and running on Football London now, so check that out. I'll be on there, updates throughout the day, and the press conference blog as always, so stay tuned for that.
He's literally at Jonty Coleman, so check him out. He's a lovely bloke, Jonty. We have a lot of time for him, and he's a lot of time for us as well, which helps. Really interesting point he made actually about today, in that obviously there's the momentum going into the next, say, 2 and a bit weeks by the end of this sort of first chunk of the season. You know, this a good performance today, and then a uplifting performance maybe against Bucharest, because we'll be playing, I imagine, a few of the kids, and it'll be a bit of it's a dead rubber, but hopefully we'll get a result there and keep our 100% European competition thing going. And then with 3 games in Sunday, 3 games in 6-7 days, all at home, it could tail off this sort of chunk of the season really nicely for us. You know, with winnable games against Palace, Leicester, Blackburn. I think Blackburn, in all honesty, will probably be our toughest game, because I think we'll be playing a more of a second string team, and Blackburn will come for a result definitely. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see, and it's really, and I think it's a really interesting point what he made there in terms of the momentum going into the next few games. But we'll see. Wanted to see a Grand, not worth risking, and yet totally agree. Oh, JD Cake and Ganju, yep, they could shout, or Lemsip. Decent lineup for us indeed. Obviously, no Anthony as well, which is good news for us. And so yeah, at Arsenal 5-0 against Forest. Wow. Got taken off as well. He's gone by January, hopefully. Crazy league. The only team not to score against Liverpool is probably us. Yeah, probably. And we had the opportunity with the penalty, didn't we? We had the opportunity with the penalty. But it didn't work out for us, as per usual, with West Ham. We've got just over, just over half an hour to go before kickoff. Is it weird? I'm getting more and more confident as we're going into kickoff. Is that right? Is that the right thing to do? Feeling that confident? I do feel really confident at the moment about this game. I don't know if I'm blind. I mean, it is always blind optimism with me, but I'm feeling quite confident today. I really am. Yeah, Lee's in the chat. Well done yesterday. God, beating Liverpool first time in 40. Is it first time in 30 games they've lost at home or something ridiculous like that? Absolutely ridiculous. So I'm just going through some of the comments. Make sure you check out afterwards. We'll have the highlight. We'll have a review show. I think Anton's back for the high. Anton, very similar to the West Ham backline. We've had a few injuries. I've got the sniffles. Anton's out. I'll have Matt doing the watch along. I'll come back at half time. I'll dose myself up and come back on at half time. For you guys, I'm here for you guys. Don't remember that. But yeah, well done Lee. Great result for you guys yesterday. Leeds, fair play to you. I'm also more confident. It's weird, isn't it? Blind optimism. Optimists live. Thank God for that. That's great news. Because I am a blind optimist. I am so optimistic and I always see the best in things, that it really does annoy Flo, doesn't it? That I'm always smiling and laughing at everything. Yeah. That's what she said to Mummy. What? You said Daddy always laughs at everything. Huh? He did, yeah. I know you did. Right, let me just download, just so I can put the teams up for you guys, so you can see what the teams are. We're looking well. I think we do, Mandy. I think you're right. I think in that middle of the park, I think, where the game's going to be really won or lost, we could dominate that, that sort of midfield with firstly having an extra person, which always helps. But no, I know what you mean. Boom, Simon Rogers. Hope you are, mate. Hope you're excited. Obviously, it's on Sky today, but feel free to join us. That's the West Ham side. For those, it's on the bottom anyway, in case you missed it. It ain't a bad side. I tell you what, that is not a bad side. Arguably, with apart from a Gerd coming in, that's our first choice back four. In all honesty, isn't it? Kira back in right back, which is what we want to see. Souček and Rice is our holdings, and then possibly Bowen, Downs, and Benrahma as the three. But I can see Downs dropping in and playing as three in midfield, and then Scamacca spearheading it. The United team, there's no Anthony; he's injured. So you've got De Gea, and they don't put that. They put them automatic. They put them in numerical order rather than in position order. So their size: Maguire, Martinez, Ronaldo, Fernandes, Rashford, Emerson, Casemiro, Dalot, Shaw, and Enanga. So I think it looks like a back four, I'd say, with Shaw on left back and Dalot on the right. With Maguire and Martinez, we've got to be targeting Martinez, 5'8", isn't he? Something like that. Centre back, midfield, strong midfield. You've got, I think it's Ronaldo and Rashford up front, probably. Fernandes is trying to get back some form. Ericsson, Casemiro, their equaliser goal last week. He's really getting into the game now. It's a tough side. But I think there's enough there. 5-0. God, dear, unbelievable. I hope Mark has sent the players. Has sensed. Well, I'd hope he'd be there, wouldn't he? Would he be there having a good old chinwag? Probably, quite possibly. Yeah, 5-0. Crazy. It's not Halloween till tomorrow. Hey, so very good. They've only got about 5 minutes left of that game left. Arsenal 5, Nottingham Forest 0. You can buy a whole new team, but it doesn't mean you're going to stay up. Look a lot more offensive, Declan, especially with Downs in the lineup. It forces Declan to push up. Gives him the option, doesn't it, English Lady? You're totally right. It gives him the option. I think he can push up a little bit more. He can. I wouldn't mind seeing Deck in a slightly more advanced role today, really. He can play that role, can't he? He can easily play that role if need be. There's quite a few neighbours in that team, really. I think it's not a bad side. Wipe the arrogant smile off Klopp's face. We have to target Maguire and Martinez, definitely. Macca needs to score a goal, doesn't he? Macca needs to score. He hasn't scored for a while. He does need to score. As I said, if anyone fancies it, feel free to give us a little call. Give us a little tinkle if you fancy it. We can have a little chat before kick off. As I said, we're probably about half an hour before kick off. Have a look at the side. What do you feel? What do you think it's like? Are you happy? Are you confident? Let me know. And we can come and have a little chat, Chinwag. Why not? Have a little chat. It's good to talk, as Bob Hoskins always used to say. For those asking, I've been busy today. I'm still not well, man. But I've been busy. I've been baking Chelsea buns for Mrs. Budden. So they look lovely. They've just come out of the oven. I've had to ice them. So we'll see it's my first attempt. So we'll see what happens there. Next week, Mighty Cards, Wednesday night, possibly. We're going to get Trevor Morley back on to do a live Q&A. And that might be on, hopefully be on Wednesday. So hopefully we'll get Trevor back on and we can do a proper call with him. We've tried doing calls before and it hasn't worked with Trevor's mobile and his data, but hopefully we'll be able to do it this week. So Wednesday night, check it out, should be fun. Russ is I certainly am. Check it out on the old channel. I used to have in Russ We Crust, which was my cookery channel, my cookery series, which maybe we'll come back to in the World Cup, because we've got nothing to talk about apart from no West Ham stuff to talk about. So maybe we'll come back and revisit that, or if we all go back into lockdown, we can revisit that again. That was good fun. As I said, just over half an hour to go to kick off. The Arsenal game is almost finished, and it's, as I said, it's currently 5-0. 5-0. Bloody hell. You know, how did Forest win the other week as well? 5-0. And the good thing is, people are saying, we got to play, no, all these games and we're not playing very well against the top 6 and all that malarkey. But by the time we play the top 6 again, by the time we play Arsenal Boxing Day, half their team could be injured or knackered from the World Cup. I know same with us, but it could be even more so with the top 6 sides. So I think actually, you know, it's today's... it's going to be interesting to see today, because I think... Who was I listening to? Something I listened to. It was a player talking about the weekends before they finished the season, and, you know, when it came to the World Cup, you know, it's 50-50. Oh, we've got a call coming in. Hello, caller.
Oi, Savaloy.
Oh, so sad. He's so sad.
How you doing?
I'm not a well man, as you know. But I'm here.
Well,
I'm struggling. Okay. I'm struggling. I'm here.
We have listen, everyone. He's not been responding to the messages I've been sending him, so I didn't know he was unwell. So
I've been well for about 2 weeks actually, but I'll survive. Unlike the likes of Zuma, who has when he has the sniffles, he don't play. I still play.
Oh man!
What you about?
How you what?
What do you think about the side, man?
I put my neck on the line saying that he would choose Aguerd, and he's not even in the squad. So bang goes that theory. But I'm glad Dawson's back, and that means then the dynamics change again. Kira goes back out to right back, which is a good move for us. That's what we need. That kind of solid back line, comfortable back line, and hopefully we can deal with any threat that Man United try and throw at us. Midfield. Yeah. I think we knew that was what was going to happen. I said in the starting 11 video alongside Matt that the reason why I think he is playing Flynn Downs currently is because we do know so far from what we saw that he holds the ball really well, and holds that play really well. And I actually think Moyes quite likes the idea of him doing that further up the field, which again then in theory allows us to progress as a team more than anything. So I think right now it seems to be working. That the three of them have got their intensity in terms of Souček, Rice and Downs. They've got as long as they've piled the pressure on like they've done against Liverpool. And see the thing at the end of the day is, as long as we create chances, eventually we'll start hopefully clicking. And when I say clicking, I mean scoring goals. Yeah. But you have to create chances first before you score goals. So we're doing that. So all that team can do today is create those chances, and it's down to the people to put it in the back of the net. That is really what it's down to today. Totally.
You're totally right, man. Totally right. But as you said, I think I'm a lot more confident with the fact that our back four is, maybe with the exception of Aguerd, who will eventually be our first choice left-sided of the front of the centre backs. That's almost it is our first choice back four, isn't it? Really. Yeah. So
it really is.
And I think with Dawson there and Zuma, I think it's going to make a big difference with Dawson in. And I think I think it's. I'm slightly more. I'm getting more confident as we get into game time, because I don't think the fact that Anthony's not playing for them as well tonight, which is good for us because he's been hitting a bit of form recently, and although it does worry me with Ronaldo because he's back and
I think that's the thing though. Like it's a case of just as long as we turn up and do our job and not worry about the opposition, then. And I think that's what Moyes is going to be doing. Listen, we know they're a threat. We know they're kind of up and down. They've hit a little bit of form recently. We're at Old Trafford. People say that the London Stadium can be quiet. Well, my word, wait till you go to Old Trafford and you hear how quiet that can be as well. So the fans will get on the back of them, support the team, and we'll progress forward. Great chance for Benny to show it on the highest occasion. Glad that Bowen's there as well. I think it's good, and it'd be good for Scamacca to show what he's capable of doing on the highest stage. And the thing is with Scamacca, I do think the defence will struggle with him today, because in actual fact I think every defence so far that's played against him has struggled, even if he's not scored goals, because what he's been doing elsewhere on the park is nothing but phenomenal. Like, he's a quality player. Against Bournemouth, against all the other teams, they've been literally putting 2 or 3 players on him or trying to half him, get him down and put him on the ground. But he's that's why that Bournemouth player never got sent off, because Scamacca never went down. He got back up and just a warrior and carried on. But if he'd have gone round rolling around, the player would have been red card instantly. You know.
Yeah, you're totally right, man. Yeah.
So I'm like you said, mate. I'm a bit. I'm quietly. I'm quietly confident. I know I'll come on the stream and I say, "Oh, I'm predicting a win." I'm still going to predict a win because I like you. I'm a half glass full West Ham fan. But with that side, I feel a lot more confident knowing we've got a little bit of creativity. We've got the high intensity in the middle of the park, and we've got our solid-ish defence. Then I'll take that.
Yeah. I think if you start, it's, as long as you know, because I think Joey's with us, we concede first, and then we have to score 2 to get a point, or 2 to win. You know, so it's like we're already on the back foot. I think if we can set up this defence a little bit tighter, and as you said, it's our recognised back four, really, first choice back four. Then it's a good start, man. Yeah,
absolutely. But enjoy it.
We will do. See you later. Bye. There's Anton. Oh dear, bloody Anton always turns up. Right, what we got here? How long will Steve? I don't know. Oh, he's just on a new contract, isn't he? So he's probably his buyout clause will be a lot less for sure. My daughter owns a cat. What calf does she own, Phil? Let me know. We frequent many a calves in Hornchurch. See Dawson saying he wants to go in January. I don't think he'll go. I don't think we'll let him go. Well, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I think Vergeerd coming back in, but I think also people coming back for the World Cup, there's going to be a lot of injuries. We aren't taking chances. Or community chess. Boom, boom. Pete's obviously got the Monopoly board out today. Freema, hope you well. Even everyone. Tough game. It is always a tough game, but we try our best. Need to get in their faces and sit back and try and not sit back to encourage them. Indeed, totally right. Mandy is. I think Mandy's probably had 1-2 milli gin and tonics because she can't spell common wines. Anyway, we'll leave that as it is. 2 up, 2 down. Hope you're well. Indeed. Adam's in the chat. Nice to see you. Once I missed the I just gave up. So Arsenal finished 5-0. They've gone back to the top of the Premier League. 5-0 at home against Nottingham Forest. Old Pete on pole, who is the Arsenal DJ, will be happy with that. Lovely man. He's old Pete on pole. And he'll get back probably just to get ready for the game. But also he's a big F1 fan, so he'll probably go and watch the F1 after that. And they're playing this evening, isn't it? We've just over 20 minutes, just under 20 minutes to go. As I said, there's for anyone new who's just joined in, you got the team on the bottom. That is the Man United side. Let's just take that out for a minute. That's the Man United side. So no Anthony. Luke Shaw's back in the starting lineup. Casemiro he's back in following his last minute equaliser against Chelsea at the weekend. He's been playing very well recently, and Eriksen as well. They've got Rashford, who's finding a lot of form again, maybe back on the plane for England. Maybe this will be one of the last opportunities. I imagine Southgate will probably be at this game. If he wasn't the Arsenal guy, no, probably at this game. And so the likes of Maguire, the likes of Rashford, Shaw as well, and obviously for us the likes of Declan Rice, Jarrod Bowen, who's back in the side following by all accounts a late fitness test back in, and Craig Dawson. Maybe we can make a late run into the England squad, who knows. Bloody should do compared to bloody whatever he's facing, bloody you know what I mean, the other one you know what I mean, Maguire, bloody useless player. Please do something about that cold, Russ, my friend. It's getting worse. It is. Don't worry. I'll survive. I'll survive. Matt is going to be back on Matt's going to do the watch along. I'm going to jump on at half time so he can go for a wee and he can come back on and do the watch along. So we have another caller. Let's bring on the caller. Sorry, it was a bit loud. Hello, caller.
Hey, how you doing, bro? It's Dougie. Hey.
How you doing, big man? You all right?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm all right.
You need to eat some soup, some proper soup, like vegetable green soup with lots of garlic and lots of ginger and sort yourself out.
Yep, sounds good, man. Yep, sounds good. If only I had someone to do it for me. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah. You just need a saucepan and a sense of humour.
Exactly. That's what's needed.
I think we're going to lose today. I hate to be the burden of bad bums, but yeah, I think we're going to lose. And that's okay.
Yeah. Why is it okay?
Well, because that's part of playing sport. And as much as I'd love us to win 6-0, we're not going to win 6-0. We might peep it. You never know. But I do think with that whole Downs there, I've watched. I was there at the last couple of games, and as much as he still doesn't lose the ball, he's still not very. We're not. We are creating chances, but he's not really part of creating chances. And I think knocking, basically he's there into the Paqueta. So I'd rather have Rice or Suchek running in and him sitting there, blocking it, keeping the ball, moving it around.
But don't you think they? But don't you think they might sort of? I mean, I know Downs is sort of down as that. Well, on the team sheet, kind of as that 10 role, but I think there'll be. I reckon you might see Rice push up a bit more, maybe.
But the Silky game, he was playing in that position, and the game before that, he was. We all sat there going, "Well, that's weird." He's having an experiment, which is refreshing. I don't know. I'm not convinced yet that he's not obviously going to score goals, but Suchek will, Rice will, and he is reliable as a clock, keeping the ball, tackling, winning possession, playing it simple. And I don't know. I mean, if it works, brilliant. I mean, David Moyes is a professor level manager. I think a lot of people was slagging him off. Forget that. He's an elite manager, and to think that just reading the papers and watching YouTube channels, you can have any idea about his insight, the amount of depth of knowledge he's got of the game. I think it's a bit insulting sometimes when we'll just slag him off and negative. It's boring.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I know what you mean totally, exactly. There's a reason why he's just about to lead his side out at Old Trafford, and we'll sit there watching.
If we were bottom of the table right now, it'd be fair enough, justified. But like people have been saying, it's like 9 points separating 3/4 of the league at the moment.
Yeah,
it's like we're only just finding form. We're bedding in all these new players. We've had these injuries. It's like we've flown through Europe. It's like, what do people want? Who do they think we are?
Yeah, no, you're totally right.
Entitled to be like Man City or Barca 2005. It's just negativity. It does my head in with all these YouTube channels.
Getting a bit Spursy, isn't it?
It is, and that's the thing. It's inevitable because of the technology of social media. Everyone can say everything, and obviously, some people with the loudest voices aren't always the ones you want to listen to. But
true. But I think the fact is because we've had this, we're almost like a victim of our own success as well now. Do you know what I mean? Because we've had these good seasons, that it's almost like
short memories, man. Memories.
Yeah, very true, man. Very true.
Well, this is where we are. We're doing amazing. I mean, it's an unbelievable era. When we look back at this in 20 years, to say that was if not building to hopefully something even more, it'll be seen as a period where at least we were, I mean, I've been supporting us since I was 5, and it's like, what do people want? Do they, it's crazy.
No, you're totally right, man. You're totally right, bud.
Hopefully we're going to win 6-0. I mean, I hope we win 33-0 and every player gets a hat-trick. But,
I mean, impressive if Fabianski gets a hat-trick, I tell you. But,
well, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? Maybe they'll let him take the last 3 penalties in the 93rd minute.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
Anyways, I'll let you go. Have a love to everyone.
Take care, man. See you soon, bub.
Thanks.
Bye. Hello, caller. Got 2 callers in a row. Who we got?
Hello, Ras. How are you?
Who we got?
Here. Frano here.
Frano, how you doing, my friend?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Good to see
you. Now, today's game is going to be tough, isn't it?
Very tough, man. It's to be honest, every game is tough for the Premier League, isn't it? Every game is tough, but this is Man United at Old Trafford. Man United have found a bit of form again now.
My only concern, Russ, to be honest with you, is Casemiro and the midfield in the Manchester United. That's the only concern, and I think that's the reason why we have Dawson in the squad. I didn't expect to see him today. I didn't expect that. I've seen Souček, Rice, and then Dawson. It's gonna be a midfield battle for me if you ask me personally, and I reckon that we're gonna win this one. We're gonna win. We are lacking a bit of fortune, so I think that we have a happy afternoon for the Hammers.
Oh, Frano,
we're gonna bring 3 points home. That's the plan.
That's it. And not only that, but as I said, 3 points or a good performance, a good draw or whatever, just gets us into that. We've got so many games coming up, haven't we? And it, sort of very, very quickly. Exactly. It's about momentum, isn't it? Really, more than anything, Frano.
Exactly. No, I honestly think that if we mind Eriksen very well, then we have a fair chance to win it. I mean, we showed against Liverpool how we can play, so that was an amazing performance and a terrible result for us. So
yeah, it was particularly slightly even more so with Leeds beating Liverpool yesterday.
And Nottingham Forest beat them as well, met them up.
I know.
So yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to make a call to have a chat with you, Russ. Yeah, have
Good
a chat
man.
with you. I'm watching you on YouTube all the time, so yeah,
Good man,
it's a pleasure
Frano.
to talk with you as well. All
Good
right,
to see you, son.
come on, you irons today.
Come on, you irons, indeed. Cheers, Frano. Cheers, man.
Cheers. Talk to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So we've had them all. Got Frano on. Bless him. Nice to see Frano. Nice to see her. Yep, some good callers. Great callers as always. You know, you guys talk sense, and we give you guys the opportunity to come on and talk. Because, you know, I think the West Ham Network community, you know, you guys really do talk a lot of sense. And I think it's, for me, I think it's today is all about, I think someone said in the chat it's a free hit. I think it sort of is. I think people expect us to not win or not you know, to lose today. Man United has had 69 games Moyes has played away against the top six and not won. So this would make it an unhappy 70th anniversary. But it's a type of game that do you know what I mean? It's a type of game. As Anton said when he called, you know, when you have that situation where you've got like, you know, the crowd, I mean, you know, as he said, London Stadium, people have criticised London Stadium being quite quiet. Man United, Old Trafford can be a horrible place if the crowd are up against it, you know, and all it needs is, you know, to silence them. I think with Dawson there, you've got a bit of protection, you've got a bit of experience. I think Dawson gets the best out of Zuma as well. I think the two of them work well. I think you've got the pace. Kieran will need that pace because you won't have the pace on the left-hand side of Cresswell. So in terms of recovery, I think we'll need a little bit of pace. I think Ben Rama's job is going to be really interesting tonight as well, because he'll need to double up and help with the defensive, you know, shift as well. Particularly how Man United play on the counter attack and the pace they've got. The likes of Rashford, the likes of, you know, in the Anaiga, he's quick as well. You know, so a little bit. You know, what do you think of Anthony's performances so far? He's getting into it. It's a great fact that he's injured. He's not playing today, but he's playing well. You know, I think he's got a bit of. I like players who've got a bit about them. I like players who've got a bit of nastiness about them. A bit like sort of Arnautovic. That's what Anthony reminds me of. He's got that sort of nasty streak in him, and I think you need that a little bit. Sort of, you know, the way the other day he was being criticised for showboating. Nothing wrong with that. I like that. If you're that good, fair enough. Can't afford to miss chances again, says Lawrence. I totally agree. Do you think we're going to win? I'd say a draw, but actually I'm getting more and more confident, more and more blind optimism. I know it frustrates some people, but I am some idiot. 3 petrol bombs at the centre. Oh dear, lovely. Thanks, Matt. Oh, that's horrible. FCSB is the only free I can see for the rest of the season. Yep. Very true. Obviously, having already qualified for the next round, FCSB they can't get through to the next round either. So it's going to be very much a dead rubber. But I think when you look at Man United away, I think it is it's traditionally a place which we haven't performed well in. Although go back and we beat him in the cup, didn't we? Last year. Was it last year? Alex Krall, didn't he? Alex Krall played. Was it 1-0? I think, traditionally, we've always remember the Carlos Tevez. And I know we're going back a long way away, but, we have turned up traditionally against Man United. One of the teams we like to turn up against, isn't it? Traditionally throughout the our sort of recent history. So I'm guessing 2-2 or 3-2 to West Ham. Bit like Johnny Russ, with what we're available is best we have, and looks a 4-2-3-1. I think it's a 4-2-3-1. Although I've got a feeling it might become a 4-3-2, rather than 4-2-3-1, 4-3-2-1. If that makes sense. Even Kerbishley, he certainly did, Phil. Phil, where's your daughter? Let me know where your daughter's Cafe is what? Cafe's in Hornchurch. We'll give it a plug. So it does. Moyes' record against any of the top six sucks. 100. This is the 70th. If we lose, they'll be the 70th time he's lost against away to the top six, which is an absolutely appalling record. Absolutely appalling record. But yep. But he said he did. Well, like last season, didn't we? We beat Chelsea. Beat Chelsea. Beat Liverpool. Beat Chelsea. Beat Liverpool. At London Stadium. Knocked Man City out of the Carabao Cup. We also knocked Man United out of the Carabao Cup last year, and we drew Man City last game of the season at home, didn't we? In it, so who knows? But I mean, we've got our best chance. I think, in terms of what we got available. As Andy says, it's our best chance. I think we've got, as I said, that's the side. I think there's enough there. I generally think there's enough there. I generally think there's enough there to do a job. In all honesty, but whether he will is another thing, another matter of time. Who's on pens? Benny? Yeah, I'd say Benny. Or I mean, I don't know. Are we United A or United B? Of course we're A. Of course we're A. We're always A. Morning, Alan. 3:05 here in Eastern Australia. Not a bad lineup, so need to get them. Get out up front. We certainly do. Assistant managers take over for away against the Big Six. Billy McKinley, I don't know what his record is against the top six, or Kevin Nolan's, or Phelan's. But no, yeah. Or we could go on COVID. Do you remember when Moisey was on COVID, had COVID, and Alan Irvine took over, didn't we? Didn't we win 3 in a row or something like that, ridiculously? I agree, tonight is a free hit. I'm hoping we play like the second half at Anfield. Unfortunately, we know how Moyes will set up. We do know how Moyes will set up, but he'll set up to do exactly what he was trying to do at Anfield. And actually, with better shooting and scored a bloody penalty, we would have got something out of that game, wouldn't we? We would have definitely got something out of that game. Yeah, I don't know. Bring back Avram, says Toby. God bless him. I tell you what we do have today. Just for the housewives around here, we've got a new and improved Matt. New and improved. It's got a green screen. Anything I can tell here. It's either that. Look at that. Look at the production levels. Look at that.
We're there. I think we're there.
Oh, very good. Check you out. How you doing, man? You all right?
I'm not bad, yeah. I'm not going to lie. I was watching the Arsenal game on the sofa and fell asleep. Oh, no, we're playing soon.
I'm not going to lie, but I fell asleep. Fair enough.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think of the side, man?
I think, yeah. Right. I mean, I'm quite surprised that Dalston made it. I didn't think. I suppose nothing's really been said about him, so I didn't even consider that Dalston would be fit. Apart from that, yeah, the only thing was Bowen fit or not.
Yeah.
Which apparently he is. I mean, me and Ant, when we done the video, we talked about will Aguerd play, and then he's not even in the squad.
Nah. Well, it shows to me that he's not quite ready for the Premier League.
Which is when we were talking about it, and that's what I said. That would be Moyes'. Would be Moyes' thing, wouldn't it? He's just not. Moyes is. I said like the Moyes feel like he's not played the Premier League before. It's away at Old Trafford. He's just coming back from injury. He could have played him, but I suppose if Dawson is fit, then you would just, I guess, stick with Dawson. You know what you're going to get is reliable. Maybe harsh on him, but he'll get his time, he'll get his place. It does at least mean that Kira's gone to right back.
Exactly.
Which, again, we talked about this yesterday. Like, I wouldn't have minded playing Johnson at Old Trafford. But that is... Johnson in the last couple of games has shown that he's very much a defender, like he's a defender's fender.
Yeah.
Like, I still can't remember now if this was the European game, or because they were so close together, or the Bournemouth game. But there was one time, like, when Rama got down the left wing, and he cut inside, he's like 25, 30 yards out, and he kept cutting further across. So everyone around was shouting, shoot, and you could see that this massive bit of space was opened up on the right-hand side, but he didn't have his head up. He just knew that he was sucking everyone in. And then he finally looked up to put the fullback in, and he looked up, he was like, where's Ben Johnson? And he turned around, and Johnson was like standing on the halfway line, like going to get a nosebleed when he pushed too far forward. But then equally, you have the opposite of Soufal, who's not as good defensively.
Yeah.
He's like a very aggressive, modern attacking fullback. Whereas I think Kira, you've got like a balance in between the two.
You got somebody. He likes to get forward, doesn't he?
He does.
Kira likes to get forward.
He likes to get back, and he's a very good defender. So it's like,
to be honest, he's the perfect. I think Kira's the perfect. What's it called? My brain's gone to mush. Perfect wing back, because he just gets up and down. He gets up and down so quickly, which is what we need. We need that.
But I was looking at the Man United team.
Yeah.
Scamacca hopefully should have a good game today.
Well,
Lisandro Martinez and Harry Maguire.
Oh, he should have an absolute field day. And any defender of any worth will be basically hanging off the back of Martinez, and getting and pump some balls up.
He must be injured, because I know, like I think it was last weekend when Varane went off, and the Europa League game midweek, they played Lindelof. I quite like Lindelof as a centre back, and I thought, maybe they're going to play Lindelof and Martinez. But no, they've gone for Maguire. So you've gone for the immobile, can have a mistake in Maguire, and you've gone for the very competent, very aggressive, but equally short Martinez.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Martinez is a fantastic defender.
Oh, he's a great defender.
But if you go back to the start of the season, you go back to that Brentford game, you saw where his shortfall was.
Yeah.
That Brentford game, they won 4-0. They basically just said to Ivan Toney, just sit on Martinez. It was a bit like when we played Bournemouth the other night and Solanke went off, and they brought on frigging Keith Moore.
Yeah.
He's a proper championship target man centre forward. And the second half, he literally just sat on Kira the whole half because he knew he was a short centre back.
Yeah.
So.
But, yeah. It also changed the whole. I mean, when Keith Moore came on, he sort of changed the whole dynamic of how they play, isn't it? Because it was all very much high balls, getting up to him. Whether sort of the first when they had Solanke, it was very much passing to feet, get it around him, that type of thing. It was very different, but yeah, that's all we've got to do really. Is just hang off hang off Martinez. But good to see Dawson back. Threat from corners. Hopefully, he's hoping we get a corner in and don't play stupid bloody short ones. I can understand Moyes not playing again. One of the man you will try it and take him out. Moyes knows there's a chance of him going to the World Cup. He'll be. I just don't think he's actually said publicly that he doesn't think that Agai's not fit enough yet. He's going to play him in the Cup. He'll play Thursday with Agbona for sure, and then maybe you're looking at potentially he could then be on the bench for the Palace game. If not, he'll definitely play against Blackburn, and then maybe be on the bench for the last game of the season, possibly. We'll see. Don't watch preview the match because it was always about who.
Yeah, that was always going to be a thing. That's why I wasn't particularly worried about turning it on before then.
Yeah,
it's always going to be Man United. I think I literally flicked it on before I come to you, and they said, West Ham are in the bottom half of the table, but we can take them to the top half. And I was like, that's probably all we got, wasn't it? And then maybe they might have done something on Declan Rice, maybe.
Well, I think. Well, What's-Name did an interview yesterday with Flynn. Bianca did an interview on Sky Sports with Flynn. But that was really it.
I haven't seen it, but I did see yesterday Joe Cole interview.
Oh, with Declan Rice on his. Go back and watch it again. He hasn't. None of the mics are plugged in.
Is that something that you noticed straight away? And he's like,
straight away. I was like, he's got. They got a couple of good short mics there.
Continuity errors or something.
Yeah, they got nice short SM7Bs there, and then actually they've got the lapel mics on. It's like, what's the point of having them there? Do you know what I mean? It's like so.
Just for show.
It's all just for show.
It's not really plugged on, is it, Russ? It's just there for show. The one you've got there.
This is not on. It's not on. It's not on. Not on at all. Not on at all. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, go back in.
Equipment evil, wouldn't it? If you've paid that much for the equipment anyway, you might as well use the equipment.
Yes, like why have them on there and not like have them plugged in? But also because I was thinking, hey, first of all, they got good sound because they're on the table and they're directional mics. They've got to be quite close to your face, and it's like no, no, it's because they're not plugged in. Right, I think we're just about kicking off, I believe.
Yes.
Right, I'm going to go. I need to go and blow my nose, but I'll be back.
Right,
I'll leave you to. You're in the capable hands of Mr. Matt, as always. God bless him with his new computer. Looking very smart.
Mucking around and trying stuff. Right, so. We do have West Ham about to kick off. It's West Ham to kick off the first half. Looks like Flynn Downs is taking it. Back to Dawson. West are going for this useless long ball for the kickoff, which everyone misses. But Man United sort of panic and put out for a West Ham throw-in. And Martinez could have quite literally let that go through. Decided not to, headed it straight out. West Ham have got a throw-in very deep inside Man United's half. Kira's come all the way up to take. Kira apparently has got semi-long throw-in. Looks Souček, who doesn't win the header. Rice heads it back in. Man United half clear. Rice again tries a header, but Fernandez ducks underneath it and it's gone out for a foul. And that's a slightly better start to the game than I expected. Score hope Fab does a good game, but fear we'll lose another 1-0 goal that Ario was saved. Do we start the the Fabianski debate now? I think in terms of actual saving ability, they're probably about even. I suppose you might say that maybe Fabianski's losing a bit now that he's getting a bit older, maybe just that bit more difficult to get down as quick. I've sat there and I always want Areola in because of his distribution. I think his distribution is a lot better, a lot quicker, gets on the attack more. Man United going forward with Ronaldo, who I think has been brought down by Souček. Man United free kick about 40 yards out. It's still quite a way. It's only inside West Ham's half. You know, it's surprisingly quick turnaround. Ericsson gives it away to Kira. West Ham on the counter attack. Oh, go on, Benny. He's through. Go on. Have a shot. Oh, it's blocked. West Ham picked it off of Kira. He put it into Scamacca. And Man United were very, very high up the pitch. And one ball from Scamacca. And Bowen was in. Sorry, Bowen. Benrahma was in. I don't know where Luke Shaw was, but it was Martinez just about got back on the cover to block the shot out. It was a very good shot. Areola is taller. Fabs has been quite good, but I know exactly his part, and I agree. He's not quite where he used to be. Maybe after the World Cup, we can finally see Areola start in the league. Yeah, I don't know about that Man United defending. That shows West Ham can get something out of this game if they attack them. It literally was a poor pass out from the back over the halfway line by Ericsson. Kira intercepted it. One pass into Scamacca, held it off and turned, and Benrahma was in. And the Man United fullbacks were nowhere to be found at all. Man United now playing out from a goal kick. Just passing it across the back. Full time whistle. Yeah, I mean, I said I'd take a point now. It's how modern teams play, though. We do the same thing sometimes, and you know, old school teams would say get the ball forward, but it's all about possession, and possession dictates half the game these days. I know possession isn't anything if you don't take chances, but especially now in terms of fitness, you know, don't want to be spending an hour running after the ball. So holding possession is a good way of doing it. Man United on the attack, ball cut to the back. Rashford, is it a corner? Man United hadn't played it out from the back, worked it from left to right. It was a Martinez ball. It was a brilliant ball out to Dallo, who's pushed really up high. Creswell stood off and we pulled it back to Rashford on the edge of the box. He found the gap between the centre backs and centre mids and took it off the feet of Ronaldo. And he just absolutely scuffed it. So 4 minutes in, and there's a big chance at either end for both teams. Is this going to be the way the game goes? West Ham's goal kick. It's headed out on the halfway line for a West Ham throw-in. I'll tell you what, there'll be goals in this game. The game's played that wide open. West Ham on the right-hand side. Kira brings it forward. Cuts inside. Lays it off to Flynn Downs. Almost got into Scamacca's way there. They almost tackled each other. But Casemiro's got into the back of him and the rest giving West Ham a free kick. So it's a West Ham free kick about 40 yards. Souček's telling Rice to put it in the box, which isn't something we usually do. And he hasn't. He's played it short to Kira. He's played it back to Rice. We didn't really look set there. Sort of weird. We didn't really look set to do anything in this free kick. I mean, it's back at Fabianski now, and he's going to pump it long. We're probably going to give the ball away. There we go. Fabianski pumps it long. Souček flicks it on, and Man United get the ball back. Like, Souček was actually waving Rice to say, yeah, come on, let's put it forward. And Rice still played it short, go over the top, looking for Rashford, and Kira just nods it back to Fabianski. Didn't really understand that, I'm not gonna lie. Like, even Souček saying to Rice, let's get it in the box. Let's test them, let's have a go, see what we can do. And instead, we played it back. I mean, Fabianski's now trying to play it out. He's played it to Kira, who's kept it on, but Ericsson sweeps it up, gets into Rashford, he gets his pocket picked by Souček, Dawson to Kira, to Souček. Good bit of play there, Flynn Downs, back to Kira down the line. Brilliant ball over the top for Bowen. Oh, just over Shaw's head. Just over Ericsson's head, but then swept up by Martinez. Ericsson over the top again. Marcus Rashford's in. So it was Alanga that's in. Sort of looks like he peeled off off the back of Zuma's shoulder. But was he onside? He was. It was a clever run from out to in between Creswell and Zuma. And Zuma sort of got back and managed to do enough to put him off. Scuff finish in the end. It wasn't as wide as it should have been. I mean, it was never going in. It was slow, trickle shot. But good flick on again. Go on, Bowen. Bowen in behind Luke Shaw here. Luke Shaw squared up to him. Bowen driving into the box. Still Bowen. Luke Shaw just didn't release it, didn't shoot, tried to cut inside, and Luke Shaw just got back. Man United clear it. Dawson leaves it for Rice, and Rice goes back to Fabianski. 7 minutes in, I think West Ham have had 2 good chances. Man United have had maybe 3. Let's say West Ham have 1.5 good chances. Man United have had like 2.5 good chances. Ball raked up again. Kira tries to control it. Bowen got in his way and ends up shilling it against himself. And it goes back to Luke Shaw, and Man United bring it forward again. Building through the middle with Casemiro. He cuts back. You can't give Ericsson that much space. Ericsson's he's not a defensive midfielder, but he is essentially playing as a very deep lying playmaker. And West Ham are letting him have the space. I mean, even though we're playing this sort of I want to say it's almost like a 4-4-2, because Downs keeps pushing quite high up the pitch to be like an extra pair of legs alongside Scamacca, like we've done the last 2 games. Man United coming forward, Ronaldo 25 yards up, cut back to him, work back out onto the wing. Afternoon, Man United try and play out, square it, and Benrahma picks it up. Zuma brings it forward, goes back to Creswell. Creswell clips it into no one and gives the ball away to Man United 35 yards out. Ericsson into Alanga inside to Casemiro. Casemiro looks to Rashford, and he's overplayed it. I think it's going to go out on the far side. Should go out for a throw in. Yeah. Rashford and Kira both end up sort of chasing it at the end there, but interesting opening. You can definitely see that at least at the moment, West Ham are going to be the team that's going to count. We're not going to be a dominating possession attacking Man United. Very much looks like we're going to sit in and try and counter. West Ham throwing out from the back. Scamacca's come short to pick it up. Rice with a big raking ball out to Benrahma, but Dallo gets there first. Soucek heads it back to Benrahma. Benrahma into Scamacca. Scamacca brings it down. Downs was well taken down by Scamacca. He was under a lot of pressure. Howard, how you doing? Rice plays it back to Zuma. West Ham trying to play out from the back, but Man United have got a quite high press at the moment. Rice played with Kira. Kira's knocked it inside to Downs. Downs looking and just spreads it back across to Zuma on the other side. Zuma back out to Creswell. Creswell back to Zuma. We go to advance this time and go back. Yeah, that's been quite a lot of our play. Ball down the line, looking for Bowen, and Martinez just ends up shielding it out. Well, Mandy, this is what I was saying about that free kick we had a couple of minutes ago. We got a free kick like 40 yards out from Man United, just inside Man United's half. And Soucek was waving us up to get up in the box. And then Rice played it short to Kira, who wasn't expecting it. Kira played it back to Rice. He ended up playing it back to Fabianski, and we gave it away. But we did, as we showed with the counter-attack to Benrahma, if we can pick him off, we can get through, the phases quickly and get a counter-attack on, which seems to be what West Ham want to do. Long ball forward, Dawson basically blocks out Rashford. Kira sweeps up, back to Zuma. Zuma back to Fabianski. He's getting closed down by Ronaldo. Fabianski pumps it long. And it's just being recycled back to Man United on the halfway line again. West Ham are quite passive at the moment. Like when we get on the ball, even in their own half, Man United seem they decided to be quite aggressive to try and win it back. Whereas West Ham seems to be quite content for the old low block, don't engage at any point. I mean, there you go, 30 yards out, Ericsson, ball over the top. Oh, it's a brilliant clearance header from Kira. As Luke Shaw was looking to get in behind him. Yeah, we've shown, man, that if we actually go at them, you can get in behind the fullbacks, you can get in, there is space there. But as I said, at least, old Moyes' system of, I guarantee, we'll probably try and sit back, soak up for an hour and then try and counter-attack. Unless Man United score first. That seems to be Moyes' ploy. He goes to every time playing away from home at one of the big six. We quite often sit here as fans and say we give them too much respect, and we do. Rice intercepts the ball. Dawson intercepts it. Kira, Downs, tries to shield it, but Casemiro actually blocks it out. And, we won the ball back there for a couple of seconds, couldn't get the overturn going, and Man United come forward again. Ericsson's misplaced pass, but then you had Creswell's misplaced clearance, and Benrahma heads it back into Fabianski. First couple of minutes, it was quite end-to-end and open. Since then, 12 minutes in, it's basically Man United. I would say the possession was probably quite 50-50 for the first, 4 or 5 minutes, but since then, that's a foul. Yeah. It's probably about 60-40 Man United. West Ham clear it out with Fabianski into Kira. Kira comes forward, and Rashford has basically run into the back of Kira. He's fouled him, and now Rashford's rolling around on the floor holding his face. I don't know what he was trying to maybe get. And Ronaldo's trying to say he's elbowed him, but Kira couldn't even see it. Rashford was about 10 yards behind him, and Kira was jogging forward with the ball, and Rashford's just full pelt running to the back of him. Are West Ham going to play it long this time? Because this is almost the same position when we went short last time. Are we going to go short again? Into Soucek. Soucek knocks around the corner to Bowen. Bowen's under pressure already. Bowen managed to nutmeg Rashford to get to Kira. Kira to Soucek. Soucek goes backwards. And Spurs played system against them and lost. Moyes does not learn. No, well, it's one thing I would say is Moyes always plays the same way against the big teams. We never go full bloody from the start. We always we'll spend a period of time containing, and then we attack. Like, West Ham coming forward now. Are we afraid to attack them? It's almost like we're giving a ball away now. We're running out on the counter attack. Ronaldo has a shot from about 25, 30 yards. It's straight to Fabianski. Yeah, are we afraid to attack them? I don't know. It's like we've got this way of play now where we don't just pump it forward. So sometimes we just don't do it. So Benrahma got caught out there on the ball. Casemiro played it straight into Ronaldo. I remember 25 yards out, he's had a shot, but it's straight down the throat of Fabianski. Yeah, Spurs. Problem is people found Spurs out, and I said this after we played him, and I got a lot of stick from Tottenham fans. And then since then, a couple months later, the pundits all saying, Dawson's giving it away. Rashford's steaming in. Rashford cuts inside, deflected. Oh, corner. We tried to play out from the back. Dawson's tried to play it to Kira. Rashford's read it all day. It's the only thing he's going to do. Rashford intercepts it. He's sprinting away. Kira can't get up. He's nowhere near him. Cuts inside Dawson. Cuts inside Souček. Souček gets a block on it. Fabianski dives the wrong way and just agonising, watches it go up and over the bar and luckily land on the roof of the net. Man United take it short. Looking to work something. Shaw on the outside of his boot crosses it in. Zoom with a big header up and away. But there's no one forward for West Ham side. Man United to regain it, ping it forward again. Switched out to Alanga on the right hand side. He skips inside Creswell. Dalot crosses it. Rashford header. Again, luckily it's straight at Fabianski. How many times we had the ball in the half, then it ends up back at Fabianski? I kind of get it when you're in possession if you want to try and keep the ball, but like I said, it's been 2 or 3 times we had that exact same free kick on that right hand side, about 5-10 yards in their half. And we've done the exact same thing every time. We played it short. West Ham coming forward here. West Ham got a bit of space in Man United's half. Benrahma switches it to Kira. Kira goes into Scamacca. Scamacca holds it up. Sidesteps the tackle. It's into Bowen. Bowen lays it off to Rice. Rice switches it out to Creswell. Creswell plays the ball in, looking over the top. Scamacca flicks it on to no one. Souček gets up and knocks it on again. No one's pulling up the second clearance. Man United clear it. Dawson controls it on the halfway line into Zuma. West Ham. Zuma plays it wide to Creswell. Creswell into Scamacca. Scamacca lays it off to Benrahma. Benrahma, he does absolutely phenomenal there. His shot gets blocked. Scamacca has a shot as well. Maguire blocks that. Fantastic piece of skill there from Benrahma. I literally pulled it from around the world. I don't know who was around, but he pulled it off and he literally took 3 Man United players out of the way in one go. I'm going to get the replay. He does it around the tackle Casemiro and skips away from Malanga, Maguire, and Dalot at the same time. Yeah. 4 Man United players, he skips around all of them. Well, exactly, look, why don't we have a go? Yeah, which you just showed there. Bit of impetus, bit of time in their half. Benrahma skips away from 4 tackles and then he gets a shot off that's blocked and then Scamacca's rebound's blocked as well. But, as soon as we get in there off and have a bit of a go, you get half a chance. Like I said, we don't seem to want to pressure them. I mean, Man United are on the halfway line and now sort of Downs and Scamacca are going to engage. Maguire with his big lofted diagonal straight into Kira. And Kira controls it into Souček. Souček plays it into Rice. It's already marked. Rice loses out. Man United come forward with Ronaldo. Ronaldo still going. Blocked by Kira. Ronaldo back to Fernandes in the box. And Ronaldo just outside on the left-hand side. Kira squared him up. He goes backwards to Luke Shaw. Casemiro then goes back wide to Fernandes, who plays it back into Ronaldo. Ronaldo's flipped in and cut out by Bowen for a corner. It's, for once, in fairness, Mandy, it wasn't actually. It is a bad pass, but it wasn't actually a bad pass in the sense from Souček that it didn't actually go to anyone. It was just he could have literally played it, Kira picked the ball up and Kira played a really good, threaded through ball reverse pass into Souček in the middle of the pitch. And Souček had the space, he could have played it anywhere he wanted. and he played it to Rice, who basically was almost holding hands with Casemiro at that point, and Casemiro tackled him, ball whipped him from Man United for the corner. It's headed up and out from Zuma underneath the crossbar. Benrahma now looks to bring it forward. Rice looks to get there first. Rice does get there first. Has he kept it on? He has. No, he hasn't, says the ref. I don't know. That camera angle says a bit different. David Moyes is absolutely fuming, and rightly so, I think, because, I mean, even from the camera angle we saw, it didn't look like it went off the pitch. Let's have a look. He knocks it past him. No, that's still on the pitch. West Ham have got a counter-attack. Rice has just hurdled two tackles going down the wing. The whole of the ball is not off the whole of the line. And you guarantee if that was down the other end, the ref would not be flagging for that, the linesman. He would not. Like I said, it's such a frustrating decision. I mean, we counter-attacked, we're going away, and then they just... Yeah, Rice actually does really well to keep it on the pitch. That's very true, Adam. I mean, we are statistically very much a second-half team this season. Not just starting games slow, we started half slow. I think we scored less in the first half than anyone else, I'm pretty sure. We are very, very much a second-half team this season. Sometimes you just hope that we can get there. Oh, it's a poor ball out from Martinez. Bowen picks it up. Bowen, it's a poor pass from Bowen. West Ham had a counter-attacking opportunity there. But Flynn Downs has recovered it. It's gone back to Bowen again. Souček looks for a switch. It's a poor ball. Alanga clears it, but Rice picks it up. Rice is looking for options here. He's got no help. He's looking for passes. And actually, in fairness to him, the reason there was no passes, everyone had gone too far forward. They had to go back to Zuma, who switched it out to Kira. Kira then plays it inside to Souček. Souček brings it forward. Stops it out to Bowen. Bowen cuts inside a bit. Plays it inside to Rice. Rice, it's a poor ball. West Ham just can't get the passing going. Rice tried to switch it on his counter-attack into he tried to switch it into, I guess he was going to Benrahma. But he just didn't get any height on the ball and he played straight into Alanga and Man United countered, and then Flynn Downs has basically taken one for the team. I think he pulled back Casemiro or just clipped him. Didn't get a book in, but ref played advantage and there was no advantage. Gone back to Man United free kick. It's so frustrating. You know, Deck himself would be annoyed by that. Maguire looks to switch it. He's played it straight to Bowen, but Bowen's poor touch just basically cushioned it to bring in I think it's Ericsson there. Ball whipped in. It's better from West Ham. Cleared by Dawson. Picked up by Downs. Kira plays it out to Souček. Souček. You had the chance to play it, Souček. You didn't, and West Ham now. Main on the counter again. And he picked his pocket. Rashford in the box. And Dawson blocks it. Rashford again. Souček this time clears it. Only as far as Fernandes on 25 yards out. Fernandes wide to Shaw. Shaw back into Fernandes. Fernandes back wide to Rashford. Rashford into Dalot. Dalot back to Fernandes. Fernandes shoots. Charged down by Rice. It's come out as far as Shaw. Out on the wing. Shaw and Rashford exchanging passes. I mean, look, shows you how far Man United are, that Maguire and Martinez for Man United are camped inside our half of the centre circle. Dawson picks it up. Ref, that's a... Go on, play your advantage. Go on, Benny. Go. Benrahma up against Martinez. He needs some help here, Benrahma. He's got no help. He's still going. Jinks through. And we'll take the corner. I was about to say, ref, where's the card? But it was actually a really good... Dawson accepts it, and he gets absolutely annihilated by Casemiro. But then... And so does Scamacca, in fairness. But they both managed to get the ball away so that Rashford's one-on-one against Martinez. Skips through Dalot and Martinez, but I think Dalot gets a touch on the ball and it goes out for a West Ham corner. That's better. That's better, West Ham. Again, I was talking about that phase of the counter-attack. They're very, very good at getting it quickly up the pitch. And it's time for a West Ham set piece. Creswell curls it in. Right, up and out, I think, from Casemiro. At least we did actually beat the first man for once. Creswell into Benrahma. Oh, you cannot be offside from there, surely. Come on, Bennett, you can't be offside. That's just... Ball gets cleared up, they come out, and Creswell's had to wait an age for this ball to drop down, and he volleys it first time into Benrahma. And the only thing I can think of is that he's offside. But he can't have been offside. What's he saying? It went out for a throw-in? I need to see what happens with the restart if we even see it. Because I can't work out what he's given there. Oh, he has given a throw-in. Creswell was standing on the pitch. Man United ended up losing the ball from their throw-in. Bowen, from literally about 15 yards in the Man United half, looked up and couldn't see an easy pass. So he's played it all the way back to Fabianski. Flipped out. Dawson, I think, looked for Scamacca. It's a poor ball. Man United have recycled it, but it's come all the way back to Dawson. He's immediately looking backwards as well. I don't understand, like, this thing of, like, as soon as we get the ball, we just go back to Fabianski. Fabianski's played it out to Zuma. Zuma brings it forward into Downs. Downs back to Rice. Rice comes inside to Downs. Downs straight out to Creswell. Creswell over the top, looking at a brilliant ball for Benrahma. Why did you bottle it? Why did you bottle it? You was going to get there first. Oh, they've played it well between Rice and Downs to get Creswell, and he's clipped it down the line, having sucked Dallow in. And Benrahma pulls out because he sees De Gea coming. But I'm sure if he committed Benrahma, he'd have got there first. 100%. And he pulled out. Scamacca does really well there to switch it, having held up Kira. He's down, so he's like, go on, kid, shoot! Shoot! Saved! Oh, saved. And now the flag's gone up. Kira with some dancing feet. I don't know. West Ham's throwing, and we end up switching it quite well. Scamacca holds it up in the middle, lays it off. Everyone got sucked inside. Kira comes forward here, and he dillies and dallies and dances through about 3 tackles. And then, in fairness, Bowen is offside. De Gea, he's straight at De Gea. De Gea saves it. He should have had a shot, Kira. It's sort of his indecisiveness to, like, play the pass or shoot the first time. He ended up, like, inadvertently, probably not intentionally, he ended up dancing through about 3 tackles. Then he saw the pass to play off the attacker, and Bowen was offside, which is quite poor because Bowen could see along the line himself. But now Man United come forward again. Shaw bringing it forward, giving away to Creswell. Creswell pings it forward. Again, over top looking for Benrahma. Scamacca wins the header there. Rice wins the battle against Fernandez. Then he gets fouled. West Ham have woken up in the last maybe a couple of minutes, 3-4 minutes. 27 minutes in now, but you know, we started quite well. Then we had a lull, probably about 15-20 minutes. But in the last 5 minutes, it's become a more competitive game again. Bowen into Souček, Souček back to Kira, Kira back to Souček, Souček to Downs, Downs to Souček. Man United are pressing us hard here. West Ham being forced all the way back to Fabianski again. Fabianski at Creswell. Sign language again. You got no chance of that. Sign language. Yeah, like you got no chance. No, I don't even know it. I couldn't even attempt it. Benrahma's on the ball. West Ham won at the halfway line. The refs played advantage. Kira's played it. But that was awful. I can see what he was trying there, Kira. He was trying to pick out Scamacca, who'd actually got quite far forward. And he tried to play it early because he was in between the centre halves, but it massively overhit that and straight out for a goal kick. Can't watch it in this negative play. Bowen back passing our goalkeeper from halfway line. No one wants to take the play on it except Benny as soon as the opponent approaches. I know it's like, yeah, Adam, he should have, but I think the flag had gone up anyway for offside, and he did look offside just, so I'm kind of glad he didn't because it's been a VAR job. in fairness, you're right. Benrahma is the one that's got the confidence. He's the one that's taking people on. Everyone else seems to be going for the safe option. I say apart from Scamacca. But Scamacca's not going to take people on, but he will hold it off and spray the ball about. West Ham now trying to press, and Man United have played around it brilliantly. Souček tackles in, West Ham win the ball back. Shots, Man United 7-2 on target, West Ham 3 shots, none on target. So, I mean, I think the 2 Man United target was the Man United was the Ronaldo shot from 25 yards and the Rashford header. Yeah, it was a good tackle from Souček. That is what Souček's good at. That's a good clip around the corner from Bowen. Come on, Bowen. Solid tackle from Martinez. Tackling, yeah, but see, tackling, Scott, isn't Souček's problem. Souček's up there in the league for like one of the players with the most tackles. But that's Souček's thing. Souček is a tank, does box to box, gets physical. He can get last minute headers in and putting good tackles. Kira. West Ham were attacking down the right hand side, and there was a bit of space in behind for Kira to get in and put a cross. And he made the run once. I don't think he thought that Dawson saw him. And Dawson actually basically just threaded the eye of the needle for the pass. But Kira got caught on his back foot. I don't think he thought Dawson was going to play it, and it rolled out from Man United. Man United goal kick. Man United now play it forward. Rice intercepts the ball on the halfway line. Benrahma brings it down. Benrahma still got it. Gets fouled by Fernandes. It's West Ham ball. You probably sum this up as like it's been quite familiar from a lot of our games recently since we lost Keita to injury. A lot of industry, a lot of running, a lot of trying, but there's not that. You're lacking that killer pass. Scamacca lays it off to Downs. And I was going to say got fouled because Martinez has just barged into the back of him and then got the ball. And the ref was like, no, it's fine. But Man United tried the counter-attack and Ronaldo looked to play someone in and just got it all wrong and West Ham come forward with the ball. Like, I don't see how that can not be a foul. Like, he's just... Flynn Downs is on the ball and he's just gone straight through... Like, Martinez just barged into the back of him. Pushed him to the floor and the ref's like, yeah, no, it's fine. It's Man United. Martinez then carried on his run with the ball, played in Ronaldo. I think Ronaldo was looking for either Rashford. I think he was looking for Rashford, but Rashford had gone early. He was offside. Yeah, I mean, I was talking about this before the game started. I'm quite surprised because Lindelof came off the bench. Man United have given it away again, and Scamacca's on the ball. But then Scamacca's built a tackle from behind. The ref's like, yeah, it's fine. Right, but West Ham have nicked the ball back again, and West Ham now coming forward. Third time's a charm, ref. You finally given one the third time. You can't tackle from behind. Like, this got ruled out a long time ago. And they've done it a third time in the space of about 90 seconds. It's sure this time on Bowen, and this time he has given the foul. Like, it might have been for Downs, sorry, but I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how there's sort of tackles, right? But don't get me wrong, in old school game, there would never be a foul, right? But in the modern era, it's just a foul. It's certainly one that if West Ham had made, he wouldn't even debated blowing up for. He'd have just blown up straight away. Man United coming forward. Fernandes on the halfway line gets shut down by Rice and is forced backwards to Maguire. Maguire back into Fernandes. Plays a 1-2 around Downs. Plays it into Casemiro. Casemiro's looking to get Man United forward. He plays it to Maguire. Maguire loses out to Scamacca. And then Dawson sweeps it up and Fabianski panics and pumps it. I'm pretty sure that's the first I've seen Fabianski hit a ball. He pumps it about 70 yards without it bouncing. And then they play a massive long ball forward, and Fabianski's had to come flying out here to head it out. And he looks a bit dazed at Fabianski. He played it forward, and then Martinez comes back and picks up again. I mean, the guy was offside. Man United had 3 players offside there. I don't know who it was. Ericsson, I think. And Fabianski's come flying out and headed it out for a throw-in. I'm not sure what's quite... I'm not sure. I'm not sure what... Oh, maybe it's the knee. Maybe it's where he landed on his right knee. Because in fairness to Ericsson didn't touch him, like, at all. Ericsson sort of pulled out of it. But he looked a bit... Almost when he looked up at the first time, looked a bit dazed. I think he's fine. He's up, and West Ham have got the free kick for the offside, which they've then played short and put Fabianski back under pressure again. Fabianski pumps it up towards the halfway line, looking for Bowen, who loses that header. Souček then heads it into the middle of the park. It's absolutely no one. Ericsson clips over the top of Kira to Rashford out on the wing, who squares up against Dawson. Looks like he's going to try and run him. No one follows the overlap from Shaw, and Rice just about cuts it out. That was quite poor. Dawson had marked up against Rashford, so really Kira then should have been following the overlap from Luke Shaw, and he didn't. They both just sat there ball watching. And Luke Shaw just went. They both. Everyone was. I don't get it. Literally in unison there. You got Souček, you got Dawson marking up, and then you had Kira behind him and Souček behind him. The Dawson is clearly the man marking Rashford with the ball. Ball whipped in. Zuma sort of heads, flicks it out. Only got a minor flick, and about 6 yards out, Alanga hits it on a volley, and it almost hit the corner flag. It's actually stayed on the pitch. And it's end up with Rashford. Oh, Rashford skipped away. Scamacca caught him. It's a free kick to Man United. He's booked him as well. Are you serious? Scamacca's just said, it's like, that's my first foul. Like, it's my first foul, and he just couldn't wait to put his card out. Yeah, he's caught him, but he hasn't come off his feet. He stayed on his feet. He's caught him. No Man United player is going to get booked for that tackle. At all. Guarantee it. I can't. It's a foul. I'm not arguing about the foul. It's just how he's then booked him for that. Man United free kick. Right out on the touchline, only about 6 yards in from the corner flag. Maybe about 10 yards out the corner flag. It's whipped in by Ericsson to the near post. Poor header out from Kira, only as far as Martinez on the edge of the box. Man United are trying to recycle it. They've gone wide to Fernandez, who's looked to switch it, but he's giving it. I mean, Bowen could have quite easily controlled that, and we could have gone on. Fernandez has tried to switch it. Bowen could have quite easily caught this, controlled it. We could have had a counter attack. Instead, he's let it go out for a goal kick. And is this replay? This is called again. It's placed short to Shaw, who flicks it in. Zuma gets a touch to take it off Ronaldo, but yeah, it's literally on the edge of the 6 yard box. Alanga takes it on his right knee. He's got it on his left foot, and it almost hits the corner flag. And it was a West Ham throw in, but somehow Man United have got the ball back. We had a good spell about 5 minutes ago for about 10 minutes, and now it's like we are praying for half time at the moment. Ericsson feeds it wide to Shaw. Shaw comes inside to Casemiro. Casemiro looks to thread it through for Alanga. Creswell doesn't win the header, but Zuma gets the second header. Dallo and Benrahma tackles him. It's Man United throwing. Yeah, I mean, Rice can do it, but that's probably about it. And when you only got one person who can do it, it's kind of hard for anyone else to do it. Man United coming forward, whipped in, goal. Absolutely shocking. And it's just so poor. And yet again, like I said, we were just trying to hold out for half time. And it's just like, yeah. That's what you get. I'm sorry. That's what you get. It's a good header from Rashford. It's a fantastic header. It was a good cross as well. But when you turn up, just sit back. Like, what do you expect? We're not built to absorb pressure like we were. Like, teams have worked out how we absorb pressure and they know how to play around it. And it's just, I don't understand sometimes. Like, it's Man United's throw-in, right? From Benrahma. Benrahma did the right thing to put it out for throw-in, tackle the player. Man United flicked it around the corner. It's gone into Ericsson. He's then just, no one's stood on him. And Akira doesn't even jump. It's a really tight area. Rice and Creswell just both stand off Ericsson, let him whip it in. And then Kira doesn't jump. Rashford towers over the top of him, and it's 1-0. I mean, as well, it's straight through Fabianski. It's straight at Fabianski, but he maybe it's too powerful, can't get his hands up in time. Yeah, it's typical Bowen in the box, deflected across the West Ham corner. Yeah, so he didn't jump. He got caught. I don't know if he's caught flat-footed or what, but yeah, I mean, Rashford was on the attack. He wasn't. Rashford towered over the top of him and momentum. It would have been hard for him to head it out anyway because he was almost going for a standing jump and Rashford was sprinting in. But I mean, we might start trying to play now, but it's just typical West Ham. We've gone to a big team. We've sat back, tried to absorb it, which we can't do. We know we can't defend. We know we can't sit and absorb. But Moyes tries it every time anyway. Creswell whips it in, and it's a god-awful cross. It doesn't even beat the first man. Creswell picks it up to go again. He tries to play to Benrahma. Benrahma then whips it in. He doesn't beat the first man. It's back out to Creswell again. Like, when did we become so poor at set pieces? Yeah, it's true, Scott. I don't think he actually. Maybe that was the reaction. Maybe he didn't know that there was actually anyone there. Yeah, I was saying, Scott. I don't know. I don't know if the power of the header was just what beat Fabianski, or if he's just slow. Because it was all like you said. It was literally like here. Like, we put your arm up, and would another keeper have saved it? Would Areola have saved it? Quite possibly. Maybe it was the reflexes. The reflexes, he might have saved it. But it's one of them, isn't it? Like I said, yet again, it's this weird. We don't press anyone ever. We do this stupid low press, which just invites people further and further forward. I mean, that was like level with the edge of the corner of the penalty box, and in the space of about 6 yards, you've had Creswell, Rice, and someone else. Can't remember who the third person was. And Ericsson was just basically standing in the middle of them, and they all just stood off him and let him cross it. It was a fantastic cross and a great header. But now West Ham want to maybe start pressing. Oh, that's just great, West Ham, yeah. Let Man United go 1-0 up when you've not really put a glove on them, and then we might start playing. What? We think we're like Man City? What's the point? What's the point? You start again, look, who's it? It's Rice, Creswell, and Downs. No one gets near him. And he just lets him whip it in on the bounce. The bounce probably aids Ericsson. And Kira doesn't even attempt it. Does no one give him a shout that Rashford's coming in? That's all I could say, because like literally, like you said, he has no idea that Rashford is behind him. I think Downs or Suchek just got fouled by Fernandez, which is like second. It's Fernandez's second or third foul of the game. But unsurprisingly, he's not been booked. But Scamacca got booked for his first foul. West Ham again. Look, this is a worse position. This is 40 yards out in the middle of the pitch, not on the wing when it's easier to cross it. But now we're 1-0 down. We'll start trying to play him in towards the box. I don't understand it. Up towards the back post, everyone misses it. Comes out to Suchek, who does get a cross in, but it's all the way out to the far side. Benrahma brings it down. Benrahma lays it back. Creswell whips it in. It's blocked out by Ronaldo. It's gone out for a cool throw in. Yeah, why isn't Scamacca in that type of service? I mean, I entirely agree with that. Like, we should be doing something more like that for Scamacca. Oh yeah, I entirely agree. I've said I don't understand this. I called it to you in the first couple of minutes. I said this will be what we do. I said we'll sit back, we'll try and do it. We'll try and contain them until like the 60th minute, and then if we're in it, we'll still go for it. But we're not in it at the moment. We're really not. Criswell throws it down his corner flag. Benrahma. Benrahma skips away from one. Then he gets his arm pulled and gets pulled down, and yet again the ref's not giving anything because I can't even be asked for the ref. If it's the other way round, he's already blown up. If it's the other way round. Ericsson back to Shaw, who's magically up on his feet again. You know, he's magically fine now. And there's back to Maguire. Maguire to Casemiro. Casemiro through the lines to Dalot. Rice holds Dalot up. He goes back to Casemiro. Casemiro looks to another brilliant cross in, looking for Rashford again, headed up by Dawson. Into Ericsson. Ericsson to Fernandes. Fernandes the overlap of Shaw. Shaw goes back to Fernandes. Fernandes whips it in. Straight into the hands of Fabianski, looking for Ronaldo. Oh yeah, I'm entirely with you. That's what I've said. But I don't understand. Like, Scamacca's foul was a foul. I've got no problem with it. But booking for a first foul for that was harsh. And the amount of times we've been dragged back from behind and he's literally given nothing. Like, he's not even given the foul. Like, I don't understand. Because you can't say, when a guy's got their arm, they're putting you back like that, they're not attempting to play the ball, are they? Like, I don't understand. But, you know, it's Old Trafford. You never get anything at Old Trafford. I don't know why we'd expect anything different. West Ham now trying to play out from the back in the last minute of the half. Rice. Oh, wow, is that finally? You finally given one. I mean, that's Shaw's third foul, so surely he's got to go in the book now. Like, no, of course he's not, because Man United, like, what's the point? 3 fouls is the booking. I just don't understand. And that's probably killed the last bit of time to half time anyway. Rice plays it into Bowen. Bowen looks at Kira. Kira looks to try and get a cross in, but he's closed down. No one's offered him any help. He's still trying to make some space for it. Then he plays it back to Downs, back to Kira. Over for Downs. There we go. Downs whips it in. Oh, it's just over Scamacca, and that is half time.
What could it be, Matt?
Well, if we had the attempt to, if we attempted to attack, it might be different.
Just, yeah, frustrating, man. Frustrating. They're for the taking. They're for the taking defensively.
No, they are, but then we actually need to not get a nosebleed over the halfway line.
You can go for a wee if you want.
Cheers, mate.
There we go. I'll take you out. There you go. Matt's going for a wee. Matt's sterling job. Sterling job. So it's 1-0 to Man United. It doesn't. I don't think it really tells much of the story. I think, you know, it's what we possession wise. Have a quick look at the stats. Everyone likes a bit of stats. We all love our stats. Matt will be back on for the second half. That's for sure. Let's see what stats. Let's have a look. So the stats are at the moment. Can I make this bigger? Can I make it bigger? Let's have a look. Let's click that one. Where are my stats? Where's my stats gone? Get your stats out. Get your stats out. Get your stats out for the lads. Get your stats out for the lads. Right, okay. There we go. So let's get my stats out. Let's present the screen. So first off, stats we have. Let's take it. Let's go full screen and take this off. So at the moment, it's 55% possession to Man United, 45 to West Ham, which, you know, considering we're playing at Man United, yeah, 9 shots to our 3. They've had 3 on target. We've had none. But we've had none off target as well. How does that work out? But we've had 3 block shots, so all our shots have been blocked. Corner kicks, 3-2. Offsides, 1-1. Fouls, 7-6. We've had 1 yellow card. That's been Scamacca. They've had 1 big chance. We've had 1 counter-attack, 1 counter-attack shot. They've had 7 shots inside the box. We've had 3 shots outside the box compared to their 2. Fabianski's made 2 saves. Passes, 260 to 270, 85% to 81%. We've had almost 50% long ball conversion. They've had 39. Which basically is what it says in terms of the long ball type thing, you know, trying to on the counter attack. Dribbles, we've had 6. They've had 2. That it. We've lost the ball 62 times. They've lost it 55 times. We've aerial duels we've won, and duels in general. Tackles, only been 11 tackles the whole game, 7 interceptions, and clearances 10-11. So it's a tight game. It really is, and it's just an absolutely. I mean, fair play to Rashford. I mean, he took his goal very well. It was a very good shot, very good header. Questions on Kira, I'd say, in terms of defensively, should have probably at least jumped. There's a couple of times today where the back post has sort of eluded him a little bit. And there's still something in this, that's for sure. Has Maguire touched the ball? Let's have a look. I don't think he has. I don't think Maguire's touched the ball, is he? Where's Maguire's stats? He's had 1 block shot, 1 clearance. 28 touches, apparently. There we go. Shocking defence by Kit. Yeah, it was very poor, I thought. What we got here? Good afternoon. Started off well. Brahma having his moments after about 15. We've gone into Moyes MOT. Moyes in, I'm Moyes out. I'm not happy with the setup, but not dramatically enough to cry Moyes out. Wake up, change the tactics. Not now for 10 minutes from time. Souček, absolute camel. Take him off for 4 hours or Antonio. Run at him like Benny. I think Benny's proven that there's something there. If you turn and run at them. I don't think Bowen's turned and run as much. I think, he's more looking defensively behind him all the time, which is a bit frustrating because I think he could scare Shaw. I think him and Shaw will be a good battle. Paid ref never talks about West Ham players and shouldn't have given yellow to Scamacca. Says Sophie, we are not allowing DMFs to get forward to support the front three. Too much offensive quality in this team to let a little scared little man make us defensive-minded squad. Maguire touched the ball 26 times. He certainly did. Well, he touched the ball 28 times. He made 26 passes. Got no creativity to us recently. We lack confidence so much. I think actually the first 15, 20 minutes, I thought we showed a lot of confidence. I thought Benoit with some lovely touches. And I think, but the thing is, again, Scamacca's getting isolated up there. So you can see him, he's coming more and more into the, trying to create more and more back to get the ball back, and that's not going to help anyone else. Awesome skills by Benrahma. Kira couldn't have done something before to get the ball out of the way before they scored. Agreed. I thought Kira was probably to blame defensively for that header. He let him get the run on him twice. It was one in the first half as well. The first bit of the first half, where it seemed that Kira wasn't up to the races a little bit there. I'm just seeing the replay of the goal. Yeah, Rashford's got the run of him. Little ball in, little jink, little dink to the back post. Relatively simple. Relatively simple, I'd suggest. Defensively, but yeah, just didn't do it. Benrahma looking the most dangerous. I agree. Fab should have done a lot better with that one. I'm just watching the replay of the goal. I don't think Fab could have done any better, in all honesty. No, I don't agree with you, Tyler, to be honest. I thought Fabianski was in the right position. I thought it was a bullet header. He didn't really have much to do about it. It should have been clear before he got opportunity to get there, to be honest. Don't think we lost confidence. It's that system, says Timothy. West Ham had 2-3 kicks. Instead of putting them in the box, they passed it around before giving it back to the goalkeeper. Agreed. Benrahma was attacking, getting close to the box, but no one else in the box. I agree. It just seems, this is it. We obviously missed, I'd say, Paqueta. We missed that link between the midfield and the striker. And Paqueta's the person who does it. Paqueta's the person who has that sort of link. Moyes has got top six complex. Soufal stops that ball 10 times out of 10. Possibly. But I think what you get with Kira is you get the pace, which you don't get when you have when you've got what's name. when you've got Soufal playing. Trying to play safe football. Scamacca needs to get a goal for his confidence to increase. It's easy to get run on defenders because they can only be reactive, not proactive like a striker. True, Timothy, but a good defender will have one eye on the runners, surely. Rashford the mug putting up 1-0, going to hurt him now. There we go. He's 100th league goal. Is he 100th league? I think so. He's 100th league goal. He did say it somewhere. Yeah, it's a 100th Man United goal for him. Way too negative, passing back too much. We need to change back to a back five. We seem out of sorts playing back four. How ironic, Matt. How ironic. People calling for the back four to, and we play it. We don't play very well back four. I think to be honest, I mean, apart from the goal, there was a save I think Fabianski did. I wouldn't say it was a disaster. I mean, we go in 1-0 down, which isn't great. I wouldn't say it was a disastrous first half. I think, once again, I think our final ball isn't there. Whether it's a cross, whether it's a pass, a through ball, it's not going. There was a couple of times where it was like the passing was almost half the power it should have been. Do you know what I mean? In terms of passing it back to them. But I think there's still something in this game. Again, Benrahma would link up and make the match work for them, would be unstoppable. Again, Benrahma. I don't understand how that would happen, Sophie. But I think Paqueta in this time would have had a field day today. Always got a chance when Maguire plays. Indeed, usual suspect. Maguire is the player to run at. He's slow. He certainly is. I can tell Moyes will bring Bonner on for Benrahma, and all West Ham fans need to sounding and shouting Moyes out. I don't think so, has. Why didn't Kira jump? Why don't someone say, hey, Kira, man on? Exactly. It seems quite a simple thing. Downs switches off with the throw-in. Possibly. I think Downs was assuming, I think the ball was going to go back to, was it Casemiro who was going to play it back, but instead they threw it, changed it and moved it forward. Look, we can go into this in minute detail. But 1-0 down, I'd still say there's stuff in this game. No worries at all. Kira should have done better defensively. But Benrahma's shown that there's something in this game if we're brave about it. We've got to be brave about it now. So just don't let Ronaldo score. We don't need to take we definitely need to take one of the midfielders off. To do what? To bring, I suppose you could take off a midfielder and to play Antonio. I wouldn't say Lanzini is going to be the answer. I think realistically it's Antonio or Emerson from an attacking perspective. It's not about shape, about Moyes' mentality, defensive midfielder players under orders. But you see that. But then Downs was pressed up almost as a front, as part of the front two during that game quite a bit when the ball was coming from the goal kick. So I don't. There's always a safety first with Moyes, I think, away from home. You never want to be turned over 5-0, despite that what people say. People say, if you have a go and we lose 5-0, I wouldn't complain. Yes, you would. So I think it's a safety first. 1-0, we're still in the game. Zuma has been good so far. I thought Zuma and Dawson played quite well. I thought Dawson's obviously issues with his pace, so when they were doing the run around, particularly in the second bit of the first half, where Luke Shaw took it through, he was a bit flat-footed there. But, he's just come back as well. It's like Moyes is scared to have Antonio and Scamacca at the same time for more than 30 minutes. In Jan, we need a backup for Bowen. I just think we need a different option. So then we can push Bowen up front, as a front two, maybe. It's about having options. I don't think we've got lots of options at the moment. I think when you get Cornet, when you get Paqueta back again in the Matchday squad, that's automatically increased our options threefold, because I think then you've got Paqueta, in and Downs has to drop off maybe into the bench, Cornet, Benrahma, one or the other will be playing. I don't think Fornals he's not going to dramatically change the game. I don't think he's brought Fornals on. I think the real sub you need to bring on is Antonio, in all honesty. But we'll see. Moisey will famously start off probably with no subs. He says, knowing full well in about 2 seconds they'll go back to the game and be like, West Ham made 3 substitutions. But it's never going to happen. I'll take Suchik off, stick Bowen as 10, stick Ronaldo, stick Antonio right. I think we'd all like to have a go with that, James, but we know Moyes is not going to do it. In all honesty. We know it's not going to happen. I think it sounds a lovely idea. A lovely idea. A lovely idea. And I mean, you know, we're away to Man United, 45% possession. And again, I think when we was away to Liverpool, we had something like 40% possession as well. So there's still something in this. There's still something in this. We've got half an hour. We've got 45 minutes to have a good go at them. What we got here? Matt says, can't wait for Aguer's long balls into Scamacca and Kira long balls into Paqueta. Would be lovely. And what I liked about Aguer, the way he was playing the other day, is he plays it in front of players, so they have to get off. They have to get off their front foot. He's not playing it back. He's not playing it wide. You know, he plays it in front of players. Just seeing that goal again. Yeah, Kira was he got the run on Kira. He got the run on him. Totally did. It's a shame. It's a shame because I think, you know, it was a little bit inevitable. Gary, how you doing? Well, a lot of ball to play, a lot of ball to play. You can tell you're from the United States of America, Gary. If we are a second half team, Russie B, we are a second half team. Such poor slow starts in the first half of the season, indeed. If Paqueta starts, who gets hooked? Well, I think we would say Souček, but the likelihood it would be Downs. In honesty. They're focusing. It doesn't look like anyone's coming on. Antonio was doing a bit of warming up, but he's still got all his tracksuit on and stuff. So I don't think he'll be coming. He'll be starting the second half, but no doubt he'll probably be coming on in about 15 minutes, about the 60-minute marks. Usually Antonio's bag, isn't it, or Moyes' bag? Yeah, it's frustrating, but you know, as Anton said, me and him are proverbial. Glass half full people. So I still think there's enough in this game to at least get something out of it. And you know, because we've played defensive first, because we haven't gone gung ho, we still are 1-0 down. It's only 1-0, so there is plenty still to play for. Just watching. I think after this. Arsenal is West Ham playing the Arsenal ladies, aren't we? I think. So you know, if we win, I think we're almost top, and we go second if we win tonight against Arsenal. I don't think it's going to happen, I'll be honest. But so Matt reckons it's Downs like 4 now on and put Antonio up top with Scammy. Oh yeah, I'd like that to happen. We Arsenal West Ham on 6:30 in Sky Sports Football. There we go. Go and cheer on the women. And also, don't forget, you know, once the World Cup starts, you know, the Women's Super League will still be on. So make sure you get along to some games if we can. Ooh. There he is. Oh, he knows how it all works now, innit? He knows how it all works now.
Ariola's on.
Well, I think Fabianski took a big knock. I think he's concussed with that header.
The thing was, I was watching it at the time, and he only heads the ball.
Yeah, but I think it was a bit. I don't think he headed it properly. I think he headed it off the top of his head.
But and then that joins. Well, this then joins the debate of why was he not pulled off earlier?
I don't know.
Because you know what I said when he went down, he looked dazed.
Yeah.
Like when he physically hit when the camera first panned on him, he was on the floor, and I was like, he actually looked like a bit. Yeah, he looks like he's had a knock or something.
Mm.
In which case, why have you let him play for another how many minutes and then take him off at half time?
I don't know, man. I don't know. But Areola starts the second half. I think maybe I don't know. I think, you know, you want to have a proper warm up, don't you, as a goalkeeper? So maybe it was like, you know, give him 15-minute warm up, or maybe you gave it a shot. They've kicked off. Right, I'm going to go. I've got to go do some stuff.
The question of though that would you saved it if he's on the pitch? Because that was the incident happened. Incident happened before the goal. So now your buttons are maybe if Ariola's on, would you saved it? But game started. Keep away.
Don't know. Oh God, on the attack. Oh no, it's right.
But yeah, so whatever's happened, I haven't got the sound on. It must be concussion protocol, but Areola is on for Fabianski, and if it is for concussion protocol, then Man United get an extra sub. I know everyone was a bit confused yesterday when Newcastle made 6 subs in their game against Villa, but the rules do say if a team has a concussion sub, the other team get an extra sub as well. So I say I'm assuming it's concussion sub, in which case we've still got 5 subs left, and Man United will have 6 if they want to use them. But apart from that, no changes from either team. Man United trying to come forward. It's loose in the midfield and giving away, and Bowen drives forward across the pitch. Looks to Rice, looks to move forward. He's closed down by Langer. Just about keeps it under control. And he's forced backwards. It's Flynn Downs sitting deep. It's weird because we've not got a lot of movement, but we commit a lot of people forward. Like the guys are trying to look for passes, and there's like no one to pass back to. Man United's aggressive pressing has finally forced West Ham back all the way to Dawson. Dawson, good ball along the floor into the feet of Bowen. Bowen's able to turn away from Rashford. Casemiro comes across. Bowen plays a 1-2 with Kira, gets inside, looks to play in Scamacca, and Maguire just wins the battle and holds him off. He only just about got there though, Maguire. I think because he got goal side, I think Scamacca was a bit... kind of felt if he had pressed on, probably would have given a foul, which in fairness probably would have done. But it'd be interesting to see it when it's straight up 1v1. Man United come forwards, but they automatically straight away West Ham sort of press, they force it back to De Gea. De Gea into Martinez. Martinez very deep, squares it to Maguire. Maguire into Dalot. Dalot back to Maguire. Maguire. Again, West Ham pressing quite high, and they forced it back to De Gea again. They played it out to Casemiro, but again, he's had to go back. Now they look to go long, and Casemiro gives it away to Rice, who plays it into Downs. Downs back to Rice. West Ham, Man United get 3 players in front of him to close it down. This time, Man United do get the long ball away into Ronaldo. Plays a 1-2 with Fernandes, and then Casemiro nearly gives it away again. And then Man United forced to go backwards. West Ham have come out at the start of this second half. So defensive. Yeah, it's Moyes' way, isn't it? But again, Rice has won it high up the pitch, coming forward, lays it off to Benrahma. Dalot puts a foot in and gets a good tackle in. Plays it inside to Elanga. Elanga into Casemiro. Casemiro. Fernandez's loose touch. Zuma sweeps up again, and West Ham again win the ball high up the pitch. Timothy, how many hot pitch we giving it away again? Yeah, we are. West Ham win it again though. Benrahma's in behind. Looks to cut it back. Scamacca, ice blocked. Scamacca again, and it'll be a foul. And they're all now going to call for him to try and get a booking and get sent off. He's tried to play the ball. West Ham getting behind. Benrahma cuts it back to Scamacca. I think the first shot is blocked. I didn't see by who. But the first shot's blocked, and then the rebound pops up in the air, and he basically jumps up and attempts to play it. I think he does play it, but he also catches Martinez. And straight away, actually, to be fair, he might have caught Martinez. Martinez what I wanted, but he only had eyes for the ball. And straight away, the Man United players all surrounded the ref to try and get Scamacca sent off. After Scamacca's first shot was straight into Martinez, it rebounded off Martinez into Scamacca and popped up in the air. And he's gone for a volley, Scamacca. He's only got eyes for the ball, but he does catch Martinez. But both men have gone for the ball, and straight away the Man United players are surrounding the ref asking for Scamacca to be sent off. Because of course they are. They wouldn't have it any other way. Gary got nothing to lose. Let's have a go. Yeah, well, that's Moyes though, isn't it? Yeah, Ariola's come on. I think from what I can work out, it might have been a concussion sub. Which begs the question, why they let him play for another 20 odd minutes or whatever, 15, 20, whatever it was after the incident when he headed it out for a throw in and looked dazed and confused after, because that can only be the only incident where it's come from. And there was no contact with anyone, he just headed the ball wrong. Rashford cut inside, it was sort of a cross shot. Not really enough to any Man United player, and it was just about 3 or 4 yards wide. It was on the left hand side, he cut inside Kira, got to the corner of the box. I think he's shooting, but then Fernandes nearly got onto it at the far post. It was so wide, it was nearly across. West Ham playing long looking Scamacca, but it's well short. Dawson brings it down, runs into Fernandez, then he regains it again, Dawson. And Kira plays it back to Areola. Areola pumps it long. Downs loses out. Rice wins the second ball. Rice into Bowen. Bowen into Rice. Man United are doing. I tell you what, Ten Hag's got them pressing well. Like they're very well structured in the pressing now. Man United. Rice just basically has drift across the pitch and plays it sideways to Creswell. Creswell goes back to Zuma. Yeah, say one thing. It might have taken a while. Ten Hag. He's definitely got this pressing game for Man United playing well. Kira then under almost no pressure gives it away, and that's going to be a foul. And the rest play the advantage. And Ericsson then loses out, and he loses out to Souček. That's a foul. You know what? I moaned at the ref a lot in the first half for these fouls where people have tackled from behind and he's not given the foul. But then he's, in fairness to him, he's at least consistent because West Ham put the same sort of foul in, what I would call a foul there, and he didn't give the foul. West Ham play on. Bowen then squares up Shaw, knocks it past him. That is now like Shaw's third or fourth foul, and he's still not gone in a book yet. Like, I don't understand how he's not been booked yet. West Ham would get 35 yards out on the wing, and West Ham just play it short, play it back with Rice on the halfway line. Rice drives forward, lays it wide to Ben Rama. Ben Rama uses the overlap with Creswell to put a cross in, and there was no one there. 50-50 blame on that. I'd say it's half a bad ball from Ben Rama, and it was half a lack of commitment from the West Ham players. Like, he whipped in a ball for the near post, and just no one committed to it. Antonio is coming on. You can see him, he's still got his kit on, but Nolan's got the iPad out giving him instructions, so we're not going to be far away from Antonio coming on. The only question is, will he go and put him on for one of the wingers? Will he put him on for like a Downs maybe? Or will he just go, because of the booking, will he go straight swap to Scamacca? Man United come forward, Maguire into Alanga. Casemiro then gives it away to Ben Rama. He's tracked back well there. Rice brings the ball forward. No options. He's forced to go backwards. It's Creswell. Creswell with Downs. Downs really under pressure. Casemiro has to go back again, and Creswell's under pressure. And he has to go all the way back to Areola, who pumps it long towards the halfway line to absolutely no one, and Man United get the ball back. Creswell knocks it forward, but then Man United do end up getting the ball back after a bit of head tennis. Souček intercepts the through ball, plays out to Downs. Downs to Rice. Rice back to Creswell. Creswell back to Rice. Rice, Fernandez picks his pocket. Man United get the ball back, but a ricochet brings it back to West Ham. Good ball from Souček out to the right-hand side. Spread the play. Kira coming inside. Downs left the ball behind. You could look for the foul, but Maguire, but I would say no. I think literally Bowen missed the ball. Alanga comes forward, gets shut down by Rice. Zuma brings the ball forward in the middle of the park. It's Ben Rama. No one's played out to Creswell. Downs. Again, no one plays it wide to Creswell. He goes backwards to Rice, but Rice eventually goes wide to Creswell once the attack's really fit over. Downs on the ball. Look at West Ham. So static at times, West Ham. There's no Paqueta in this team. There's no creativity in the middle of the park. Dawson, brilliant fed ball out wide to Kira. Kira whips it in. It's headed away at the far post. It's a brilliant defensive header. Alanga's able to bring it away. He goes backwards to Dalot. Dalot forward to Fernandez. Fernandez tries to dummy it. Zuma reads it. Zuma brings the ball forward. West Ham go forward. Dalot tackles Ben Rama. The ball goes out for a throw in. And the West Ham sub is... Well, they haven't made the sub yet, I think, but it looks like it's going to be Antonio. It looks like it's going to be Antonio for Scamacca. It looks like the camera was just panning on Scamacca. Number 7 for number 9. Yeah, you're right, Scott. Straight swap. But as Russ said, couldn't risk him getting another yellow, and you couldn't, especially after that high boot, and the second that high boot went in, everyone surrounded the ref trying to get him sent off. So if you want to stay in the game at Old Trafford, you need to stay on with 11 men. And you know that the next time he made any sort of foul, he probably would have been off. The way this ref's been sort of giving out the yellow cards. West Ham's throw-in, played it backwards and short with the same possession. Rice out the wide to Dawson. Dawson onto Kira. Kira, no one in the middle when he goes back to Dawson. Dawson across to Zuma. I've got some more teasers, mate. Creswell into Benrahma. Benrahma into Soucek. Soucek looks to drive forward. Lays it off to Creswell. Drops it inside to Downs. It's very narrow, West Ham. It's very one-sided. They need to spread the play. Rice looks to do that. Thinks second. Instead plays it across to Dawson. Dawson brings the ball forward a long way. Picks out Bowen. Bowen across the back post for Soucek. And Man United get the ball away. Casemiro looks to counter. Looks for Rashford. It's behind Rashford, but it goes to Ronaldo. Ronaldo on the ball. But he then goes backwards and sort of kills the counter attack. Don't throw your mug at your TV, Scott. I do know what you mean, though. It's like there was a long time when Antonio would he would bully defenders, and then he stopped getting fouls, and now he's just I don't know. It's like he just throws himself on the floor now. He's like, well, there's no point if I'm going to be strong and I'll get the foul. What's the point in being strong? But it just means he never gets any fouls anymore. Man United came forward. Casemiro somehow dealt with by Zuma. I think off his thigh, and he cleared by Dawson. Ericsson tries to control it, but gives it away to Benrahma. And then Downs and Rice play 1-2 about 4 yards apart from each other for no reason other than it just slowed the pace of the game down. Rice now drives through the middle of the pitch, switching ball out to Kira, which was no help at all because Rice mishit it and it was for about 10 yards behind him. Kira had to come back and get it. Downs on the ball. Again, he looks up. It just sums up our game. You look up and then you pass backwards. It's gone back. Zuma's then spreads it to Dawson. Dawson actually looks forward a few times. He's played it up into Bowen. Bowen's gone wide to Kira. Kira then has played a brilliant ball into Bowen. Bowen skips. That's got to be a foul. Ref. It's a brilliant ball by Kira into Bowen. Bowen's cut inside. Kira's come out wide into Soucek. Soucek runs. That's well played by Fernandez, in fairness. But yeah, Kira got the ball and Antonio drifted wide and Bowen had basically run into the space that Antonio had vacated. And he nutmegs. He nutmegs Maguire on the edge of the box. And Maguire puts his arm out to stop Bowen running past him. And literally the ref's just like, no, it's fine. Absolutely fine. I don't understand how the ref can see that and be it's not foul. If he doesn't stick his arm out behind him, Bowen's in the box. Yeah, Elanga is on. Elanga is off for McTominay, which can only mean that I don't know. Bruno Fernandes is going out on the wing, maybe. Yeah, it looks like the way they've reshaped. Looks like Fernandes is now playing on the right wing instead. Maybe try and give him more solidity in the middle of the pitch. Maybe Ten Hag's not happy with what he's seen at the start of the second half. Well, you think so? I mean, that would usually, if I do a bet, if I do an in-game bet on a Man United game, they're one of the two names I'd always look for a booking. Certainly McTominay, but we'll see. Ericsson's deep on the ball, trying to bring it forward. Spreads it wide very well to Luke Shaw. Rashford makes an overlap. No one goes it. Luke Shaw cuts inside. Just too high for Ronaldo. It was behind Zuma. Ronaldo just couldn't get over the top of the ball. It goes out for a goal kick. it's almost like Ten Hag's tried to say, well, you know what, West Ham have got 3 physical midfielders, so we need to compete more in the middle. So he's now gone for Casemiro and McTominay alongside Eriksen. West Ham are giving a ball away from a goal kick. Rashford's running in. Ronaldo's in the box. Plays it wide in the near post. No idea what happened there. It's a West Ham goal kick. We're watching a replay. And all of a sudden, Rashford's running in. Kira's out of the screen. And he plays it, arcs it in behind Dawson from Ronaldo, who lashes at it and smashes it wide in the near post. Dominic's definitely a yellow card contender. He always is. West Ham again trying to play out from the back. And Man United leaving 4 players up to basically mark out our back 4. Zuma here is now stuck in 4 players. Plays in Antonio. Antonio actually holds it up and plays it wide to Creswell. And now West Ham will try and build. Rice looking for a big breaking ball to Kira. And again, it's a poor ball. And Kira's now caught out again. And now Man United can break on them. Souček stand up Rashford. Done well to hold him up, actually, in fairness to him. Back to Eriksen. Eriksen back to Shaw. Shaw back to Eriksen. Eriksen plays it across to Casemiro. He feeds it in to McTominay. Lays it off to Ronaldo. Ronaldo's shot deflected. I think for a corner. West Ham will stand there calling for offside against McTominay. And he does look like, oh no, he might have just got back on side. He lays it off to Ronaldo and the shot comes off Creswell. Man United are not playing well. We still got. Problem is, we just haven't had a go, and it's very hard in the Premier League to just change gears instantly. You can't just go up and down the gears on a whim. Man United ball whips in, good punch out from the cross from the corner of Mariola, all the way back to Hernandez. They recycle it again after it's cleared. Bruno Fernandes on the wing. Goes backwards to Martinez. Martinez goes into the middle to Luke Shaw, ends up in the wrong position. Luke Shaw goes back wide to Bruno Fernandes. He manages to work it down the line for Rashford. Rashford plays it, tried to play it onto back to Bruno Fernandes, but Souček covered it. Shaw goes backwards from the throw-in. Man United basically retain it on the halfway line. Eriksen is almost playing as like a third centre half at times to pick up and spray the ball about, which West Ham are unfortunately letting him do. It's gone wide to Shaw. Shaw whips it in. Dawson clears it out as far as Eriksen, who knocks it down to Rashford. Casemiro then whips it wide. Benrahma possibly could have left it, but with no call. He tries to head it out and it goes out for a Man United throw-in again. I mean, we made technically 2 subs. I think it's only 1. I think 1 was a concussion sub, was obviously Areola, but Antonio's made no difference again. Like, he's made no difference so far, but then you haven't really seen the ball. Ball whipped in. I think Zuma wins the header. It goes out the far side. Rice wins it off Rashford. And Rice brings West Ham forward on the counter-attack. Plays it forward for Kira. Kira's now driving forward. Cuts it back inside to Rice. Rice whips it into the back post. Oh! Antonio was waiting to bury it at the back post, and Diego Dalot gets a flick to put it out for a corner. West Ham on the counter-attack is a very... Kira cuts it back to Rice. It's a brilliant cross from Rice, just begging to be headed in at the back post. And Antonio actually fully commits. He's in the motion of it. And Dalot just gets the touch on it just above him. Put it out for a corner. Antonio's got head in his hands here. He thinks he scored. Ball whipped in. Again, it's a near post ball that doesn't beat the first man. I don't understand. Right. Benrahma plays it back wide to Creswell. Creswell knocks it around the corner for Rice, but I don't think Rice was expecting it. Ronaldo's blocked him. Fernandes was attacking. And surely another corner. Yeah. I don't know what Ronaldo was trying. What are the odds going to say? Are we actually going to beat the first man this time? Or is Creswell just going to put it into the first man again? West Ham play it short. Benrahma whips in towards the back post, and he's actually way beyond the back post. That's gone out the far side. Bowen keeps it alive, whips around the back post again. Benrahma knocks it back in. Dawson heads it. He's trying to head it back to Rice. Rice has got to get there first, does so. West Ham put a bit of pressure on there from some set pieces. West Ham now come forward again. Benrahma. Antonio did hold off Martinez, but then left the ball behind. But then he's won it back. And Craig Dawson trying to bend one in the top corner from like 20, 25 yards. And I was wondering how Souček could have such a poor technique. Barging contest there between Antonio and Martinez. Antonio won it. Quick feet. Ends up with Dawson. And I don't know if it deflects off Maguire or he just has a shot, but Dawson trying to put one in the top corner from 20, 22, 23 yards is not what I'd expect to see. It's another shot, but yet again, it's another shot that's not on target. Now, Man United obviously playing out the goal kick. De Gea plays it long, but Zuma wins the header. Benrahma able to bring it down between him and Downs. Benrahma cuts around Casemiro. Benrahma has a go from distance. It just bounces. I think that might be our first shot on target. It bounces just in front of De Gea, and he just keeps a hold of it. Because if he spilt it, Antonio was in. But it's a bit better from West Ham the last couple of minutes. West Ham got a bit more adventurous again. Long ball. Kira wins the header. Downs flicks it on. Antonio comes short, flicks it. But it's a poor flick. I don't know if he was offside, to be fair, because everyone seems to half stop. De Gea plays it out to Luke Shaw. He falls backwards to Ericsson. He goes all the way back to De Gea. George, it's all. I watched a bit of play, and it seems like they just want to play it back. It's a bit. They don't have that. They don't have an idea in the middle of the park. It's a good defensive header from Kira, who actually makes sure he picks out Bowen. Bowen puts Kira away down the right hand side. He needs to get a ball in. He does, but it's not a very good ball. But Martinez wins it. It should be a corner. I think it is. Good bit of overlap in there from Kira is what he will offer you. It wasn't. I don't know if his intentional. It might have been intentional actually because there was only Antonio in the box. He put it low towards the near post, and I think Antonio does get a touch on it. I think Martinez blocked a shot. Goes out for another West Ham corner. Again, can we beat the first man? Because Creswell's corners have been not particularly great. Is it even Creswell taking it? Because it's the right hand side. It might be someone else taking it. It might be a right footer instead of a left footer. Might be Bowen whipping this one in. Right on the 6-yard box. Not cleared, but that's poor Creswell. It was actually a good cross from. It was right on top of the 6-yard box. Got headed out. I think Benrahma wanted a shot, but his control was too good. He got caught under his feet. And then he sprayed it wide to Creswell to put it back in. And I don't know if Creswell closed down too quick, but it was a poor ball. Went straight out for a goal kick, took the pressure off. I think the ref just had a word with David De Gea here, telling him to hurry up with the goal kicks. I think Moyes had a word with the fourth official. It looks like he's just gone over and told him off, but telling him to hurry up. There's 20 minutes to go. Surely, Man United and De Gea aren't time wasting. 20 minutes to go. It's a long ball. West Ham win the flick on. Creswell takes it back to Areola. Areola pumps it forward, right into the chest of Bowen on the halfway line. He actually does really well there. It's late into Rice. Benrahma drops late to pick it up. Benrahma's coming forward. He's looking for options. He goes inside to Rice. Goes back out to Benrahma. Benrahma into Downs. Downs into Benrahma. Benrahma tries to get away from Casemiro, and that'll be probably a foul. Right? Casemiro clears it. Rice tries to shield it out, doesn't. Fernandes then brings it away from Man United. Should have just played it out, Rice. Fernandes looking to sweep it in, looks all the way over to Ronaldo. Might have gone too far. Ronaldo does actually keep it in, but he might have hurt himself. And then that's going to be a foul, and that would probably be a booking. I mean, Shaw's done the same foul and didn't get booked, but we'll see. There you go. Yeah, look, the foul, right on time. The card's out for Souček. I've got no problem. Yeah, this is exactly it, Scott. Right? I've got no problem with that actually being a booking. Don't get me wrong. It's a booking, right? In today's thing, but that's no different than what Shaw did on Bowen, and he got nothing. Like, it is a booking, right? And no problem with it. But then you've got to be consistent. The ability and the level of the refereeing is always poor, but at least if they're consistent, you don't quite mind it. But when you only give it one way, not the other, it's just poor officiating. It's bias. What it is. Ericsson whips it in, looks from right back post and nods it down. Benrahma nicks it off Fernandes' feet and then clears it. And it's probably it should be a Man United throw-in, I guess. But West Ham have got to take it. Maybe Maguire got a touch on it instead. West Ham just took this short and given it back to Man United. I'm sure Rice has just taken his throw-in and literally thrown it straight to Bruno Fernandes. Souček wins the header. Luke Shaw then sweeps it up. Fernandes into McTominay wide. The Dallo who swings it in. Zuma heads it up and out, but it's only going to go as far as Casemiro, who plays it to Shaw, then plays it back, and Man United look to rebuild again. Maguire, downspicking under a bit of pressure, he plays it into Casemiro, who's forced to go all the way back to De Gea. Antonio and Bowen come forward, and they're trying to tell everyone else to get forward as well, but it doesn't look like really many West Ham players are interested in pushing up. One ball from Maguire, straight into the feet of Fernandes in midfield. Casemiro with a couple of give and goes. The Man United have just cut through the lines in instant, probably like West Ham, while West Ham didn't want to get forward. Shaw into Ronaldo. Ronaldo squares up Souček, skips past him like he wasn't there. Dawson has to come out and close the shot down. It ricochets back up towards the halfway line, and Man United go again. Souček. What have they given? Oh, I've just linked some Rashford up. Fernandes is on the floor. Nice to see Antonio upstanding. So I've said I reckon he might be carrying something because the last couple of weeks he's not looked himself, has he? At all. I think Dawson caught Fernandes there in the middle of the park. That's why they blew up. Take the advantage, he didn't get it. What's the qualifications of being a ref? It's supposed to be particularly hard, but it's officiating is shocking every week and it's such positive. Yeah, Fornals he's on, or Fornals he's coming on. Matt might be watching it live. Matt says it's for Benrahma. Or maybe Downs, wait and see. Okay. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, yeah, I've just seen Fornals on the pitch, on the touchline, getting instructions from Moyes, so he will be coming on. It's a free kick. I can't see how far out. Ericsson's standing over it. It's about 35 yards out. He's actually played it sideways to Dallo. Dallo has a shot on his left foot. Rice blocks it. Up and out by Downs, but only as far as Shaw. Straight away, he plays it wide to Rashford and goes in the overlap, which no one has followed. He's got the touchline, cuts it back. I think Dawson clears it. I don't know where Antonio's just on the half. What's the point you've been on the halfway line, Antonio, when the ball's not reaching that far? Antonio's now putting a bit of pressure on Martinez, but straight away Martinez just passes it back to De Gea, and De Gea, he just gives up. And Zuma with a big header up and out. Zuma and Maguire playing a bit of head tennis between them, about 40 yards apart. Zuma then brings it down, plays it into Rice. Rice brings it forward. Gets away from Bruno Fernandes, plays it wide to Benrahma. Benrahma looking to get past Dallo. Dallo again. You know what? In fairness, I think that's a bit harsh. I thought they marshalled out Benrahma quite well there, and Benrahma's actually got a foul out of it. Let's have a look again. Sort of a nibble from Casemiro. And it is Flynn Downs off for 4 hours. Problem is, the only real pacey, frightening pacey player we got is Cornet. And Cornet's still injured. I'm telling you, I think Antonio's carried a knock or something, because the last maybe 3-4 weeks, he just doesn't look like he used to. He doesn't look like he runs. He looks quite laboured, like he can't get up to full sprint or something. But yeah, the real pace we're missing is Cornet. Rice whips it in, flicked on. Oh, I don't know if Dawson got anything on that at the back post. It was absolute carnage in Man United 6-yard box there. If Rice whips it in to the near post, Antonio flicks it on, and then it's actually Martinez who does well to get in front. Antonio flicks it on, and then Martinez gets well in front of Dawson to head it out. It's gone out to the far side for a West Ham throw-in, which Antonio is going to take. So West Ham are going to launch it. Soucek looks for flick on, doesn't get there. Dawson, he ends up treading on the ball as well. Ericsson tries to clear it. He does clear it, and Kira's now going to go in the book. That was... Ericsson tries to clear it. Ericsson basically played it into space, and Rashford misses the ball. But Kira was so focused on Rashford that he missed the ball as well. And then Rashford just starts accelerating away, and he's quite clearly got hold of his shirt there, Kira. And it's quite rightly a booking. And here comes Fred. Freddie's on for Ericsson. So he's now got Fred, Casemiro, and McTominay as a midfield 3. Ten Hag really is much like Liverpool at Anfield. They're chucking all the defensive midfielders to try and shut the game out. Maguire brings the ball forward over the halfway line. Antonio sort of hassles him. And Maguire tries to play a through ball, and it's gone all the way through to Areola, who picks it up. So he throws his feet to Dawson. Now he goes back the other side to hurt Zuma. Points dropped from winning positions this season. Fewest this season, Man United, none. Man United have dropped no points from winning positions this season. Cheers for that, Spy. That's just what I wanted to know. Zuma brings the ball forward. It's West Ham throw? I thought it deflected. No. Zuma tries to bring the ball forward. Carries it to midfield, then tries to pass it off to the left and puts it straight out for a Man United throw-in. Dissected Fornals. Fornals there, and well, it might have still been Benrahma. It might have been Benrahma as well. Man United try to switch it. Kira with a good header. Bowen tries to bring it down, but Fornals does really well there to recover it. And then with like a back flick, nutmegs player down. Rice on the ball. Soucek back to Fornals. Fornals back wide to Rice, who's hung in his right hand side at the moment. Rice whips in, but that's quite a poor ball, to be honest. That's an awful ball from Rice. It's high, wide, lofty. Fernandes tries to clear it. Benrahma wins it back, but then he gives it away. And then West Ham win it back again. Shot deflected by Maguire. Fornals puts it back in. Cleared again. And now Man United might have a counter attack. Bruno Fernandes or Zuma sweeps up. Man United a 3-on-2 there. Zuma had a big old sprint off against Bruno Fernandes and just about won it. Areola pumps it long, looking for Antonio. Antonio brings it down on the chest. Ref. Thank you. That's Casemiro's third foul, and he's still not gone in the book. I don't understand the rules anymore. Persistent fouling is supposed to be a booking, unless you're Man United. Literally, Soucek brings the ball down on his chest, struggles off Casemiro, tries to get away from him, and the ref just goes out of booked. The ref just gives the foul and just walks away. If that was a West Ham play, he would have gone booked. Creswell takes it wide, short to Benrahma. Back to Rice. Rice back wide to Creswell. Creswell looking to whip it in, deflected. Casemiro heads it out, and Man United will now try and counter with Ronaldo. Holds it up. Casemiro again. Casemiro heads it wide, looking for Shaw. Good tackle from Kira, who wins the ball. Sprints away from Luke Shaw. Plays it wide for Fornals. Fornals whips it in. Oh, it's just over Antonio's head again. Last-ditch header again from Diego Dallo. That's a brilliant cross from Fornals, in fairness. Antonio looking to roll McTominay. Still trying to do it. I think he has finally done it. Then he has a shot. Ooh! Antonio has a shot. He holds off McTominay quite well, about 35, 40 yards out. He eventually rolls him, has a shot from about 25 yards. I think he takes a nick off the defender. De Gea has to push it over the crossbar. Ball whipped in. Cross is headed out. Fred tries to flick on. It goes back to Benrahma, who spreads it wide to Creswell. Creswell whips it in again. Zuma. Oh, you need to go away, De Gea. Why would you only ever turn up when you play West Ham? You play people like Brentford and you let it just roll through your fingers. Creswell whips it in, and at the near post, phenomenal head by Zuma that's going in, and De Gea full flighted, full stretch, because he was going the other way. Somehow tips it, I think, onto the post or around the post. Ball's whipped in against the back post. It's ricocheting around, and then Maguire hoofs out for a throw-in. Man United are holding on at the moment. And is it going to be another Anfield where we just don't wake up early enough and then we don't make the most of it? Tilo Kira apparently reckons he's got a long enough throw-in because he sent Antonio into the box himself. Kira launches it in. Dawson with a flick on. Zuma into the sky. Zuma looks hurt here. He's on the floor. Man United tries to pick him up, and Zuma, I don't know, Zuma's on the floor here. He looks in a lot of pain as well. Dawson flicks it on. I mean, Tommy, that's bad. I mean, it's after the ball's gone, but he's high, studs high as well. Like, Zuma just jogs away, and yeah. Shows the first one again. The thing, was right. That it would never be a penalty, but the premise of the fact that it's not a penalty is that if that was anywhere else on the pitch, that would still be a foul. Like, it's one of them where, yes, Zuma's just cleared the ball, but McTominay studs first, like chin high, and anywhere else on the pitch, that would be a foul. McTominay would go in the book for that anywhere else on the pitch. Because it's in the penalty box, we can't give penalty for that. It's no foul. And I'm not saying it's penalty. It's just, the double standards of, because it's in the box, you can't give it as a penalty. But if it's outside the box, you'd give the foul as a free kick. West Ham got the ball again in the middle of the park. Antonio puts Benrahma away. Benrahma looks playing Antonio. Maguire just hoofs it. Might be a very good ball in the end. It is. It was a hoof away. And then Zuma ends up putting it out for a throw-in because he miscontrols it because he's getting closed down, but ends up putting it out for Man United throw-in. Then, for some reason, Fernandes decides to try and grab Zuma's shirt, and the ref just told him to get off it. I don't know why Fernandes thinks what Zuma's going to be time wasted while we're losing 1-0. No. Souček nearly gives away a foul, and then Zuma nearly gives away a foul. Fernandes still got it on the edge of the box, cuts it back to McTominay. McTominay looks across it in. Oh! Fred off the post. Off the post from Fred. I said he bounced off the tackle. He skipped the tackle one, and then Fernandes puts in, cuts back to McTominay. McTominay you know what? He might have been offside. It was one of the ones where you'd have to get the pencils and the rulers out. But down hard and low, Areola was getting nowhere near it, and he come back off the outside of the post. And West Ham still alive in this game. Antonio gets an arm in the back of Casemiro. That's back Casemiro's 6th foul of the game now, I think, 5th or 6th, but he's still not gone in the book. Individually, is that a foul? No, but collectively, like, persistent fouling is supposed to get you a booking. I'm sorry, it's supposed to be 3 fouls. Creswell brings the ball forward, wide to Benrahma into Rice has a pop shot deflected. West Ham corner. It is again. Took a deflection off Martinez, who's had a very, very good game for Man United, centre back, in fairness to him. There's questions over him when he comes to the Premier League because of his height, but he looks a far more accomplished centre back than Harry Maguire. West Ham corner time, whipped in, headed up and out. I think right on cue actually by Maguire. Fred's clearance up and out actually somehow ends up going to Ronaldo. Rice manages to sort of get in front of Ronaldo, who's pump up pitch. Comes back to Fornals and Creswell, who eventually between them work out who's going to take the ball. And Fornals plays it back to Areola. Rice goes back to Areola himself. You might as well, you know what? There's literally 3 in the minutes plus injury time left. You might as well put Dawson up front and just leave Rice at centre back. Into the feet of Antonio, looks to try and turn, and then rightly he's quite easily shut down between McTominay and Dalot. I don't understand what Antonio was trying there. Man United now come forward with it. McTominay looks for Ronaldo. Areola comes flying off his line to pick it up. Fornals with a poor ball into Creswell, killed all sort of momentum in that there. Antonio tucks it around the corner back into Fornals. Fornals looks again, looking for options for Fornals, and there isn't one. And eventually plays it into Benrahma, who's end up all the way on his right hand side. It's too slow, West Ham. It's far too slow. Rice looks to drive through the middle of the pitch. He knocks it wide to Benrahma, but again, it's behind him. Every time we play a ball behind someone, you just kill the momentum. Benrahma's away from Fred, looks to play it into Kira, but Kira loses out. Man United looks to counter. Ronaldo skips away from Fornals. Plays it out wide to Rashford. Rashford's now going to run at Zuma. Creswell's got no chance of catching up with him. Poor touch, actually, from Rashford. He overruns it, and it's an easy tackle for Zuma to regain the ball. Plays it inside to Fornals. Fornals switches it to Souček. Souček plays it wide. Good ball, Souček. Straight out on the halfway line to Bowen. Bowen up against Casemiro. Bowen looking for an option. Again, like, we don't take anyone on. He's just like entirely ran away from Casemiro with the ball and gone into the middle of the pitch. He's kept the ball at least, but then he runs at someone and he gets the foul from Bruno Fernandes. And Fernandes has talked himself into a booking. I mean, I must admit, I kind of feel sorry for Fernandes in the sense that he shouldn't have chucked his leg out because Bowen had massively overrun it. And he will now miss Bruno now miss their next game against Aston Villa. Creswell looking for the delivery. Creswell whips it in. About 3 Man United players, they all together managed to get the header out between them. It's come out to the far side to Rashford. He skips inside Kira. And then Martinez just hoofs it down, looking for Fred. Creswell dummies it to let it run through. And we're into 3 minutes of stoppage time. Creswell spreads it wide to Benrahma. I don't know why Zuma's come back. And Dawson, you might as well leave one of them up the frigging pitch. Like, I don't understand. Looking wide. It's Fornals on the right-hand wing here. He's played it into Souček. Souček wide to Kira. Kira looks to play it up over the top for Bowen. I think Bowen might be onside, but I don't think he's going to get the ball. Bowen does get the ball. And Martinez blocks it out. It's a West Ham corner. Now, can West Ham actually get a set piece right for once? Zuma looks absolutely shattered as he jogs forward. Zuma's in there, Kira's in there, Rice is in there, Souček's in there. Obviously, Antonio's in there. Even Creswell's up. West Ham have got a lot of bodies forward here. Bowen whips it in. And I don't know who wins it, but someone does, and it's an awful. And Fred looks to bring it forward here. Fred gets away from Rice. Tries to play it to a Man United player in the middle, and he just gives it straight away back to Areola. West Ham come forward again. Fornals pumps it long. That's a poor ball for Fornals. That's straight down the middle of the pitch. You had to force to pick him up, West Ham. At least Zuma's got the sense to do it. Harry Maguire's saying to the ref about the time. What are you on about, Maguire? You still got like a minute and a half to play. Man United Sky have given Marcus Rashford the man of the match. Don't know why. The logic being he scored the goal, but there's been better players for Man United. I think Martinez has had a fantastic game in the middle, as has Ericsson. Rice forward to Fornals. Fornals gets away from Bruno Fernandes, cuts it back. Oh, it's clear off the line. Is that it? Is that the last chance? Bowen. Fornals gets beyond Fernandes. Bowen sweeps it. It's a double deflection. It comes off the line. Oh, and that's probably the last chance. Benrahma into Rice, back into Benrahma. He's still going. Again, a brilliant tackle. Rice has a shot. Oh, Rice has a pile driver from 25 yards. And De Gea puts it round the post for a corner. Rice just puts his foot, bang. Rice gets, Areola's up. Dawson with the first header, flicked on again. Areola punches it out in front of Zuma, and there goes the full-time whistle. And it has finished. Man United 1, West Ham 0, and all the Man United players are going round and hugging David De Gea. Because yet again, it's the goalkeeper that's decided the game for West Ham. De Gea pulled off some phenomenal saves at the end there to kick West Ham out. Too many. If the Venetians wished to have scored 2 or 3 times, we would have scored 2 or 3 times last time. Yeah, I don't know. The set pieces just aren't there at the moment. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with them. We can't seem to take them. It seems everything goes near post. If it's not near post, we can't do anything with it. Well off last season's form for the first half of the season. Yeah, but in fairness, a lot of teams are. I also think our top 6 spots are already gone. I think that belongs to Newcastle now. But outside of the top 6, it's anyone's game. I personally think we should be looking for a top 10 finish and chuck everything into the Conference League. Good effort. No luck. No fish tank. No, we didn't get any luck. And like I said, that one at the end there. Fornals gets beyond Bruno Fernandes, cuts it back. Bowen on his swing of a right foot has a shot. It deflects off the inside of Maguire's path and then goes to Dallo and then shanks it and clears it. The Zuma header was a worldie of a save from David De Gea, as was the shot from Declan Rice. There's not much we could have done. I say the Zuma header was fantastic. De Gea was going the wrong way and got back and saved it. And then the Rice shot right at the end, very similar to the goal we scored at Southampton, a bit further out, more central. Absolutely smashed it, and somehow De Gea tipped it around the post for a corner last thing. Scott, our corners have been bad. Yeah, that's the problem, is it? It's the same as the Liverpool game all over. We should have got something out of the game. We haven't. How many times have we said that this season? We're not getting it. And it's unfortunate we've had to play Man United and Liverpool without our best midfielder in Paqueta, our best creative midfielder, attacking midfielder. Had we had him in both of them games, and we probably would have got more out of the game. They saved them again. That was a brilliant shot by Rice. Yeah, we gave everything second half. It's not to be. I have to say, Suchek had another decent game. He wasn't well beaten, but miles better than he's been. Yeah, it's funny. It's almost, and I said this about Creswell as well. It's almost like as soon as we brought in, we added depth to the team, and we brought in players that could take their positions. All of a sudden, they've had to step up, and they're playing better than they were. It's almost like competition means they've had to up their consistencies. Hugging each other, celebrating like that. Hugging each other, celebrating like they just won the league against the big team like West Ham. In fairness to them, I think they're all jumping on De Gea because I think they knew at the end they probably should have dropped a point. And they know that it's like the old school Man United with Schmeichel. Schmeichel would win Man United points. The Man United shouldn't have won. And De Gea, with them 2 massive saves today, won them 2 points. So I can't odds against it. Man United looked very, very accomplished in the first half. I think you can see that Ten Hag is now making a big difference to the team. That they're pressing and their sort of defensive stature is a lot better than it was. What was the stats? Give me a second. Let's have a look. The final stats. In fairness, we had 47% possession to Man United's. It's 47.1 to Man United's 59.2, but we're 40%. Man United had 53. To be fair, 47% possession at Old Trafford is good. You think West Ham teams of the past? That's David Moyes team. We had 47% possession at Old Trafford. Man United had 16 shots. We had 13. Man United 3 on target. We had 4 on target. Man United 7 off. We had 2 off. They had 6 blocks. We had 7 blocks. We had more shots on target at Old Trafford than Man United did. Our passing percentage was better. We only had 1 clear-cut chance, though. That was the problem. Man United had 3 clear-cut chances and 3 shots on target. 1 of them went in. We only made 2 saves in the game. De Gea made 4. Coincidentally enough, though, fouls committed: Man United 12, West Ham 10. Yellow cards: Man United 1, West Ham 3. When I was talking about the ref, that tells you all you need to know. But you can't odds against the you can't odds again. It's one of the ones where we can't odds against what the team's done. Only 3% less possession, and we had more shots on target. Right? We gave it a go. Yeah, it's just, again, it's some of our season so far is like one of them days. It's one of them days. Right, so Ant has gone live with a matchday review. So I will finish this here, and if you all jump over, I'll probably jump in and talk to Ant as well. That's been the Matchday Live. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for getting involved. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I don't know how to do the fancy thing Ant and Russ do, where they can make you stay on. So if you'll just jump out, jump across, we can get the opinion of someone else who wasn't in it. So maybe Ant will have a fresh opinion on everything. Cheers, guys. Stay safe, and as always, come on, you irons.